All right, so we should be live. I'm going to give it one more second. And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Comic Book Weekly. This is episode 2. I didn't even have to look up the episode number anymore. I don't have to. We're in the single digits again. So it's episode 2 of Comic Book Weekly. You all know me, Chris, Dr. Avengers C86. Along with us all today is Mike, Udarag18.
What's up, everyone?
Oops, I clicked that too fast. Cat, Comic Uno. I'm going to have to learn how to click.
Hey, guys. What's up?
Mike, Spider Slayer, Comic Corner 2.0.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show.
That is just like, I'm giving you all my energy, Mike. And you get... Brand! Last Ember Press.
Hi.
Yeah, that's just all how we feel this week.
What's up, everybody? Good
Brand.
times. Yes, sir.
Brand.
Yes, sir.
That's why you're going to be examined by 5 doctors now.
So now
Oh
Brant
my
is also
gosh.
calling Chris Sir. So it's just a weird.
It is a very weird.
Wait a minute. You can call me sir. I'm younger than you.
I was being polite. I don't know. I don't know
That's
what got
your
into
phone,
me.
Man.
Brand is
I don't know
a
what got
very
in me.
polite person. We love him.
Yep, he's gonna
On
be like
occasion.
Paul Heyman.
I
right?
promise you, I'll never call Chris Sir.
Paul Heyman.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Don't ever do that. I don't like.
My
I hope
name
no
is
one
Brant
calls him
Ballard, and I am the advocate for the shortest wrestler in. No, I'm kidding.
If you do,
Shortest
I
wrestler.
swear.
You're not backing up Rey Mysterio or Jungle Boy.
That's true. They are a little bit shorter.
Jerk.
So they're trying to become wrestlers.
Brand doesn't want to anymore. Brand.
I never said that. Okay, never. That's a topic for another
What were you
show.
saying?
I'm gonna have to
We
Wait,
got this show on Friday.
Oh, what were you saying? You were gonna
We
do
got
it? Okay, you said you were
AEW
gonna do it.
Aftershock on Friday. We'll talk about wrestling.
We're gonna come back on Friday, but I'm telling you, Brand just admitted he will do wrestling. Going back to
I
the
did not
show,
say
though.
that.
Going back to the show. I don't care what you say. I heard it. We have an awesome week's worth of comics news and comic books to discuss.
Yeah.
If you're noticing, we're streaming on 2 places right now.
Yes.
We are on Facebook and YouTube because StreamYard, which is where we are streaming from each, and I have to get the icon each and every week. Look at the duck.
And there's a link in the description below if you'd like to try it out yourself.
Yes, we're streaming in 2 places right now. We are going to be streaming, I'm guessing, through the news, and then we're going to move to YouTube only.
Whenever we remember to take it off and feel like taking it off, that's what we'll take it
The
off.
news would be. a
Whenever
good
we
place.
feel like you won't.
Yeah.
So anyone on Facebook, if you'd like to
Yes.
travel over to YouTube at some point, if we're going to end the show, we will mention we're ending it, or maybe we'll do the whole show. I don't know. I'm just the monkey that plays with the button here. So
Yeah, we would love you to join us over on YouTube where we do this show each and every week.
absolutely. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over now to Kat with the news.
All right. So as always, we do the news pieces. A, we want to talk about, and B, that we have more than one check off of, so we can all talk about it. So actually, there's only one media news this week, and I hear a little bit of an echo, but
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. That could be because I have my stereo up a little bit higher than normal.
all right, let's see. No, it's okay now. So first media news, only media news is that Miss Marvel joins the Avengers game, and she's the main character, it seems like, which is cool. If this is an Xbox game, maybe I'll check it out. We'll see. But let's go to Brant. What do you think about Miss Marvel?
I think it's really cool. I mean, and it speaks to the popularity of the character and just kind of branching out with these newer characters of Marvel. Are you serious? I'm serious right now.
Who commented that?
Chris.
Oh, because usually it says a comment of who.
Oh, we do have
Yeah,
a Facebook
usually
comment.
it is.
Oh, wait, never mind.
What do we have?
Miss
We have
Marvel.
a Facebook comment from Kat.
From Kat. Sorry
From
about
Kat.
that.
All
Got
right, go
excited.
on, Brant.
It's just cool. I can't wait to see her in action on the game. So there you go.
Well, if Zoe's not in it, I'll be really upset. And guess what? She won't be in it. So she won't. Let's go to Chris on your anticipations for Miss Marvel in this Avengers game.
I'm excited. I like the gameplay they showed for it. I've been excited about this Avenger game since they announced it. I know a few of the voice actors. Like I said, I think I mentioned this before. I know a few of the voice actors through Critical Role. They do D&D every week. So it's cool that I have people I know through watching them do D&D being voice actors in the Avenger game. The Avenger game looks awesome, honestly. They're also not doing any paid DLC, I believe, for this game. I think
That's
everything
always positive.
Yeah.
that's always a positive in gaming nowadays. So I'm happy they added Miss Marvel. I think she'll be an awesome character to play. She looks
Cool.
like she's going to be an awesome character to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
They have some nice move sets.
Yeah, and it's cool. She was in her civvies for what I saw, so that's interesting. I always like those type of fights. But let's go into Valiant gives Faith a YA prose novel. So let's go to Branch on that.
That's really cool. I mean, you guys know I'm like the resident Faith fan. I love that character, and every time they release a new miniseries, I get excited. So I mean, she seems like the perfect character to transition into that kind of medium with a YA novel, because she's like a pop culture nerd, and yeah, I just think that would be fun to read. It'd be fun to read her in that format. And I think it's cool that Valiant's branching out into that medium too.
All right, let's go to Michael.
Yeah, I agree with what Brand said. I mean, Faith getting that is just really amazing. I mean, it had lots of volumes and lots of people that bought Faith, and I myself really enjoy seeing the Faith comic book as well, because her character really speaks out to people, and you can learn a lot from that character. So I would definitely say it's worth that award right there.
The award of the YA novel.
Yeah,
you
the
get a
award of
YA
YA.
novel. All right, let's go to Black Cat gets a series in the PlayStation 4 universe. So I'm going to go with Mike first on that.
I think it's cool. Anything that Black Cat's in, that's awesome. Whether she'll be any good in the video game.
Was going to be a comic based on the video game.
Oh, it's the comic based off of the video game. Oh, okay.
It's going to be
Well,
part
then
of
that's
the game
better.
first.
Is she in a video game? Is she in
Yes.
the video game?
There was a DLC. It was
No.
the second one. It was the second one that they put her in. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Hold on.
That's
Hold on.
neat.
I'll bring up a picture if I can of her. She looks like in the game.
Sweet.
Go ahead, Mike. Say your thoughts because it's going to take a minute. I think.
No, I was just saying. I think that's pretty cool, and haven't been a fan of of these comics in particular, but I might check it out and see.
Yeah.
we also
definitely.
have a question from Sweet who says, "Are you guys going to do a separate video for all Comic-Con media news?" No, honestly, we're just talking about the ones we want to talk about. The only things that we didn't really add was the Walking Dead news show, and if Michael or Mike wants to discuss it, they'll probably do a video on it. And Runaways, I did a video on it already, so that's really the only media news. And I guess Star Trek, maybe Chris would want to talk about, but if he wants to talk about it, he'll do a video as well. So.
Yeah, anything that's important, I would probably.
Yeah, so there wasn't anything that we all really wanted to discuss besides the Miss Marvel thing. So, yeah, no coverage on that. So, Brant, though, what do you think about Black Cat? There we go.
There you go.
Honestly, that like looked like a cosplay for a second. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
it
are you
does.
showing us?
That's the best picture I can.
Oh my god!
Really,
Right?
That's how she looks in the game.
That's not how she looks in the comic, though, right?
No,
Not from the image I saw.
no, they're
Well,
probably gonna
that's
fix it for
really
the comic.
cool.
Yeah, I like I like that they're expanding on that little sub universe of the comics. I mean, I think I enjoyed those the most of all of us. City of War and what's the other one called? Whatever it was called.
Velocity that
Velocity,
I'm enjoying too.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I just, in general, I think, I've been the one that's been enjoying them the most. I didn't say nobody else enjoyed them, but yeah, no, I think it's cool that they're expanding that, and I can't wait to see Felicia Hardy. And I don't know what she's like in the game, so it's like discovering a whole new world for me every time I'm reading this, because like I didn't know Mary Jane was a reporter and all that stuff.
Brent,
so
did you play Spider-Man, the one where you could be the black Spider-Man or the regular costume Spider-Man?
I haven't played a Spider-Man game in a while, dude.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say if you played that Black Cat, the way she is in that game is the way, but you didn't.
Yeah,
play.
yeah. No.
She's basically like classic Black Cat. You know that she likes Spider-Man, but Pete's with MJ, so there was a past, there isn't a past. They're now good friends or whatever. And the storyline in the book, I'm not going to spoil it, other than there's a rumor that Black Cat might have a child, and it might be Pete's and hers.
Oh.
And you find out as you play, and I'm not telling you anymore.
No, thank you. Michael, what do you think about that?
I was actually really amazed that Black Cat's going to be in it. Although we kind of maybe saw it because she's getting more recognized in comic books and now bringing her into the video game. And let's not forget, I mean, she is kind of the side character of being the crush of Spider-Man. So I would say it would make more sense that they add Black Cat to the video game. But I actually think that's really awesome.
We need Felicia Hardy in the Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
The movie, yeah, absolutely.
But I think people will compare it to like Catwoman a little bit too much from
Was she
Dark
in
Knight.
Spider-Man 3? It was Felicia Hardy.
For like a second, I think. If I remember.
Okay, so there was a
correctly.
character.
Yeah.
There was the girl Felicia, not Black Cat. Just
Yeah.
Felicia Hardy.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I mean, if they did an origin story movie, I think it would be pretty good. It's just who the actress would be is kind of debatable.
We will see, but let's move on to the next two Marvel pieces here. We got Marvel Arkham Asylum type series with Ravencroft, and then Marvel The End, where it's going to have Captain America, Doctor Strange, Miles Morales, Venom, Captain Marvel, and Deadpool, how their stories would end. I thought that was really cool because obviously comic stories never truly end, so it'd be cool to see other people's take. They did the X-Men The End series a long time ago, so I think it'd be cool to see with like Captain Marvel and Miles.
Here, I'm just fixing something. I'll be right back.
It's
No
funny
problem.
you say that, Kat, because those are the main two that I'm interested in.
Right? Those are the only two I'm interested in.
Yeah,
as well.
me too, really.
The other ones, I'm like, whatever. I don't care about Doctor Strange. But let's go to Mike for, I believe, Ravencroft and the Endgame one-shot.
I think it'd be interesting to see a Ravencroft comic just because, it's kind of similar to Arkham Asylum, but I don't think you get to see Ravencroft enough, actually, and the people that are inside of it. As of late, you see it because of Absolute Carnage, but otherwise you haven't seen it. So it'll be kind of cool to see like the inner workings of it. That's what I would like to see. And then when it comes to the oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. What was the next piece? Oh, the end series. I think it's kind of taking a page out of also Spider-Man life story, as you get to see, how Peter Parker ended his life, so I guess that kind of reminds me of it. And I think those books are kind of cool because, like you said, Kat, you said it perfectly, comics end. So to see a character's story end, supposedly, I think is quite interesting and different. You don't always get to see that. So, yeah.
So Sweet asks, who is Ravencroft? Ravencroft is a place. It's like a mental health kind of thing.
It's like Arkham
rehabilitation.
style.
Yeah, it's like Arkham, but in Marvel.
Yeah.
Also, SM Down has commented about the show. So he said, why get rid of a good show? Why not have two? Well, first of all, having two would be crazy.
Yes.
We would be actually put us in Ravencroft because we'd be criminally insane. Because they could hardly just do one. But it's a similar show to Frontline Live, but again, it's the way we want to do it. And I think what we've all said, it brings more discussion about the comics instead of just going down the line. That's what Comic Book Weekly is about. It's not listing things to you. It's about having a discussion, like a comic book shop type discussion. So that's the difference.
Point blank, we like this show better.
Yeah.
That too, honestly.
And if you get a chance, SM Down, go back and watch last week's episode. It was the first episode of this one, and we went into a little bit more detail about the format and the different segments and everything.
Yeah. But you'll see.
And there's always the backlog of Frontline Live, so you could always relive 200 plus episodes of Frontline Live.
Yeah, while I eat lunch, you could just watch us.
Yeah. We'll join you for lunch.
Sure.
I like listening to podcasts during lunch, so why not? Not old podcasts, but everyone has their their taste. All right.
I've watched a few new things during my lunch. There were videos that Brand introduced me to.
Yeah,
Sweet Exorcist says, I love Comic Book Weekly better as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
We love you.
Power to you.
We love that. All right, I think we did Brand, did you have any other thoughts on the end one shots and Ravencroft?
Yeah, Ravencroft. The only other thing I wanted to add was I just wish it wasn't solely focusing on like Cletus Cassidy and his group of people. I want to see. I'd love to see a story about Ravencroft, but I want to explore other characters instead of just being a Carnage thing. That's all.
All right, let's go to the next piece, which is Arno Stark is Iron Man 2020. And then also Marvel relaunches Star Wars. So both Mike and Chris wanted to discuss this. So let's go to Chris first. What do you think about if he's there? I don't know.
I'm here. I said
Okay,
my camera a second. Now
Sorry.
there was Marvel relaunch, the Star Wars relaunch, and what?
Arno Stark.
Arno.
Yeah.
Okay, so Iron Man wants to suck for a couple of years, so there's Arno. And as far as Star Wars restarting, I'm interested. I'm very interested because when Marvel started Star Wars years ago, we were all talking about it. I think Mike was reading it. Brant was reading it. I was reading it. Brant stuck with Darth Vader. Michael had Darth Vader for a while. I was reading the main Star Wars. Cat, I don't remember.
I read a couple, but
you read a couple.
I
I know. I'm
stopped.
trying to remember if you read the main series, though.
I read the main, I think. Yeah, for a little while, and then I dropped it. I
Right,
think after
so-
their first big event, I dropped it.
Right. So it had a good start. It lost steam somewhere in between. I understand what Marvel's doing. They're ending it and they're going to try, I guess, starting it up again. I'm interested in the main series. My one hope is that they don't do too much at once. I hope that they kind of focus on Star Wars. Huh?
Yeah, that's what their problem was. They did too much, and
Exactly.
they're moving the timeline, so now it's in between Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Exactly. So I think this will work out a lot. I think it'll work out better. We'll have to wait and see, but I'll definitely be there for issue number 1. I'm very excited for that. Iron Man. Nice knowing Iron Man for a while.
Has anyone even been reading Iron Man? I don't think it's going to affect anybody.
I don't think it's gonna. Thank you. You just said it. So there you go. And,
DNG, I stopped the main issue after about issue 50. Been loving Dr. Afra though. I hated Dr. Afra. I remember I had that. That's so funny. Hey, but glad you like it though.
Yeah.
That's glad you enjoy it.
Okay.
When it comes to Star Wars, man, was Iron Man good? I can't even remember when it was good. God, Matt Fraction was the last one to do, I think, a really good Iron Man series.
I agree.
When it comes to Star
Tom
Wars,
Taylor did Superior Iron Man. That was pretty good.
Oh, but it was so short-lived, though.
Yeah.
It was
No,
like
that's
so
true.
short-lived. When it comes to Star Wars, I agree. I think we don't get overabundance of them, but I am interested in this main series because of that timeline. I think that could be probably one of the best timelines between Empire and Return of the Jedi. I think that is quite interesting. So I think there's a lot of hidden stories that could be told and whatnot. And then Iron Man, I'll check it out, but anything with Tony Stark's brother, I'm not too excited about personally.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's go to. Some people in the comments are talking about this DC timeline thing. If someone wants to send a link, I have not seen anything about it. So
I didn't hear anything about it.
It's something about aging up Wonder Girl to become Wonder Woman or something. I haven't heard about this.
Me either. If it's a Bleeding Cool article, please don't send it to us.
Yeah.
It's not valid. Yeah. There's not. They never have true stories.
Unless it's CBR, Newsarama, or IGN. Those are only 3 websites that. You got Comic Beat, Apps, maybe. Oh, Hollywood Reporter. Okay, so that's good. All right, let's look. This is a Hollywood Reporter
article.
article.
Try to get the link, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. So I'm like, oh, here it is. Publisher Dan Didio told New York Comic Con crowds we're trying to organize a sense of when the DC stories took place and how they all fit together. Moving into 2020, DC has plans to ensure that fans and creators alike will have a better handle on the history. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I don't know how any of this is like new news.
We're going to
they've been trying to do that.
Timeline video to the crowd.
They've been trying to put everything in a cohesive timeline since Rebirth, and still.
Yeah, this is like an ongoing thing. We did a video on it last week.
Yeah, reintroducing aspects of our history back into.
Oh, Sweet said he posted it in the Discord. We're sorry, Sweet. I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, thank you for Alan. Thanks for posting it on the chat because we're not on the Discord.
Both of you.
I love
posting it.
I love this line by Didio. we're starting to figure out how continuity works. After 80 years, sure, okay. Wow.
Because now continuity matters.
I guess so. That was just a funny line. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it just seems like an article of stuff that we kind of already knew. I didn't see the Wonder Woman thing, so I don't know where that was. But from what I skimmed from the Hollywood Reporter, it just seems like, all right, we're trying to figure out what we're doing. Like, again, watch our DC video. We said the same exact thing. It feels like they haven't known what to do since Doomsday Clock and all that. So we won't repeat our information. Just go check out that video and our thoughts. Sweet says he posted it last week.
Oh, really?
The New York Comic Con was this week, unless it was like the beginning of New York Comic Con. I guess
yeah,
Friday, maybe.
Maybe it was earlier.
Yeah, I feel like the week went so quick. I just kind of forget that
it was a huge
today's Tuesday.
week. We're sorry we missed it.
Yeah.
DNGN said it's almost like letting every writer do whatever they wanted was a bad idea. It was bad at New 52 though when they gave them that creator whatever and they came up with all that insane stuff.
Except Brian Michael Bendis is writing like 30% of DC right now, so I mean.
And that was DCU though. That was like its little thing that lasted so little. I mean, I don't think, and I guess now honestly they are doing whatever they want. But again, watch that video because I feel like we really did say everything we wanted to with that regard. But yeah, let's get back to the other stuff. Thank you guys. I'm glad you wanted us to talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Next is that Donny Cates is the new Thor writer, and we got Young Justice Amethyst gets an ongoing title. Donny Cates, I'm interested. I'll read it. I'm usually not a huge Thor fan, but in recent years, Aaron definitely has gotten me into the series. I really liked War of the Realm, so excited to see what Donny Cates will do. And then Amethyst, I won't pick it up. She's like one of the weakest links of Young Justice.
This comics never sell.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand why they're trying to push her, but I'm good. Brant,
Who's writing it?
That's a good question. I don't think it's Bendis.
Oh,
is it going to make a difference? Because I don't think. Are you actually going to read it though, Chris?
In the Creative Freedom,
they were going to give Bendis yet another book.
Oh, Amy Reeder. I think she did Rocket.
Oh,
Girl.
Okay.
Rocket, whatever. I forget what that one was.
I still won't
yeah,
read
I know
it,
what you're talking about. Yeah.
At least it's not Bendis. Not saying that Bendis is a bad writer, just saying he's on so many things. We wouldn't want another title.
The Thor series, I think it's really cool because I haven't been able to get into Thor. I keep trying, but Jason Aaron's Thor is just kind of boring for me. So I'm ready for a new take on the character, and Donny Cates is really hot right now. I mean, I'm hot and cold on him, but I'm hoping he can do something to keep my interest with Thor like he has with Guardians. So.
And that Firestorm comment was about Amethyst. And I agree 100% with what you said, Brent. I'm very interested in seeing Donny Cates' Thor. I feel like Jason Aaron had a story to tell. It took him many years to tell it. He's told it. We got what he was giving us. We're doing King Thor right now. And then we can move on. And I'm looking forward to it.
Amy Reeder did the first 19 issues of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, interesting. So that should actually be good for Brant there because I know he enjoyed those.
Yeah.
Maybe we should never say never for not picking it up. But
Sweet Exorcist said Donny Cates is going to be overworked at Marvel, and remember what happens when one writer does too many books, a la Bendis. Yeah, but he doesn't write nearly as many. And he's no longer going to be writing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly.
Yeah, he has the same amount.
Replacing one. Yeah. So.
And Baby Teeth is always delayed, so I think he kind of writes that on his.
Yeah, I thought I haven't read Baby Teeth in a while. I haven't seen that in a while.
I mean, it came out like last month, I think, but then there was like a 3-month gap and then another 3-month gap. So, don't worry.
Thank you for sharing that, but I don't think anybody on the panel is going to want to talk about Doom Eternal being delayed till 2020.
Yes, I agree. I'm trying to see if there's I need to get the last volume of Jane Foster Thor. That series has been good. It ends really well too. Like
welcome
honestly,
in, by the way.
Really good. Yes, welcome to the chat. All right, let's go to the next stuff here, which is Mike, did you talk about Star Wars in the Arno? I don't remember if you did.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did, yeah. Okay. Next up is Earth X gets prequel, and let's put this all together. Al Ewing on Guardians of the Galaxy, and then Ben Percy to write the Wolverine series. So what I would like to talk about, Al Ewing, man, just sign me up. Anything he writes, like I don't care. I don't even like Guardians that much, but sign me up.
I missed that one, but definitely sign me up for the first issue at least. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. And then Ben Percy on the new Wolverine series. So this should be interesting for Michael because he wrote Green Arrow for a little while, the boat stuff. So maybe you want to give it a shot if you like his boat material. Ben Percy is writing Wolverine.
He wrote Green Arrow.
Yeah, I know, but I heard you whisper something.
I want to read it more because I love Wolverine. I've been craving a modern day, not old man Logan Wolverine story for about 4 years now. Give it to me.
Give me what I want.
Give me what I want.
I'm sorry.
That will never die.
So you're gonna pick it up, Michael, or you're gonna skip it? Wolverine.
For me? Oh,
yes.
I'm trying to include
you.
No, like I mean, if it comes out, I'll give it a read and see what how it goes.
All right.
I'll definitely check it out.
Michael's really excited for that, so it's on his full.
When you said Mike, I thought you meant Spider Slayer. I didn't know you meant
I thought I said Michael, but maybe I was
Mike.
wrong.
I thought you meant the other.
Mike. You said Mike.
Too many Mikes. Well, let's go to the
Spider
too many.
Spider Slayer. What do you think about all that fun jazz as Michael drinks his apple juice beer?
Apple juice.
It looks like beer, but I obviously know it's apple juice.
No, it's apple juice. You're right.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm on board with that, of course, because you guys know I'm a huge Donny Cates fan, or Al Ewing fan, sorry. And because of Immortal Hulk, I mean, really, and then with the whole Marvel Comics situation there. And then
doing a great job on that.
He's writing what?
What's that?
He's writing Jane Foster series too.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he crafted the whole Masquerader story in Marvel.
He did a really good job with that.
Yeah. So I'm on board with that. And then when it comes to Wolverine, we haven't had a individual series of Wolverine in a long time. So I'm curious to see what this is. I mean, we haven't had one since when he was dying. I think the last time was his individual ongoing series where it's not a mini where he's dying or coming back to life or whatever the case, or he's old. So I'm excited for it and to see what happens. And Kubert, I think, is rotating artist on there, I think, as well. So I think it's going to be kind of cool.
Kubert on Wolverine. Oh, man. Is that what you meant? He's on Wolverine?
Yeah.
I'm there. I love his Wolverine.
So, Brant, do you have thoughts on the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Al Ewing, or Al, how you say it?
Al Ewing.
However you say it. He pulled me in with the Mass Raider stuff. I'm not big on Hulk, but he pulled me in with that, and he kind of changed my opinion about some of the. I mean, because some of the stuff I've read of his, it's been okay, but I think he's probably improved and stepped up his game, and he got me in, with that. And I love Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'll give it a shot.
All right, let's go to Chris.
I think I said everything. Al Ewing, I'm excited. Ben Percy, excited. I don't think the other one was
Earth X gets a prequel.
I'm happy that Alex Ross is going to have a prequel. He's doing the prequel, I believe. So I didn't read Earth X. So the prequel would be nice to start with, and then I could always buy the trade of Earth X.
There you go.
We do have a question from SM Down. Did anyone watch Teen Titans vs. Teen Titans Go? I didn't personally.
I did not.
I don't have that kind of time.
Same. I try to watch the DC anime movies. I'm only 30 minutes into Wonder Woman Bloodlines, and I still haven't passed it. I really do need to finish it, but I guess that shows what I thought about the movie. But
the only thing I've been on time with is AEW.
Hey, at least you're on time for something.
That's true.
I don't even remember the last time I watched TV.
Happy. He's not wringing my neck yet like he was doing with 1, 2, 3. Did you watch it yet? One more day. Sorry,
We're doing a weekly show. You kind of had to.
No, I know. You were right.
So that is all the news, but I know Brant wanted to discuss the Kickstarter. So
yes, because we have just over an hour. What?
No. Screen share or no? Because I was going to set us up.
No, you can screen share. I don't care.
Okay, I'm going to screen share. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, talk.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it while you're talking.
All right, so we have just over an hour to go in the Kickstarter. I think we're about 78% funded right now. We still got about a little over $400 to go. So we got a ways to go. There you go. There it is right there. So if you can support it, please go check it out. I will post the link in the chat here. Let me switch over to that.
If we make funding, I will have a major giveaway.
He'll become a wrestler. He
I will have
promises.
a giveaway on my channel. If we make it before tonight's over, I will be doing a personal major giveaway on Dark Avengers C86.
And SM Down asks what the Kickstarter is for. So, Chris, in a sentence, give me your log line for Celestial Falcon, which means
No, you ain't doing that to me.
Your description of Celestial Falcon. Do it.
I can read it right here. Gifted with an ancient power, a group of teenagers embark on a quest to vanquish a dark evil that threatens to consume the world.
There you go. Brent did it.
He cheated. He read what we wrote. That's
okay.
That's okay.
Cheat.
This is for Celestial Falcon Issue 1 Deluxe Edition. It has new backup content, a new 4-page story, and a companion book that has annotations and the script in it.
And a bunch of really awesome variants.
Yes.
And Celestial Crate is the best thing. Buy the Celestial Crate.
That's awesome. And you... Oh, I was... Sorry, Kat. You can cameo in the book on one of those tiers.
Still 4 spots available. One person already got it. There's still 4. So if you'd like a cameo, I would definitely consider. I mean, if we get all 4 cameos, I mean, we are funded. Be honest.
That's him down. Ask a question if you guys want to answer that.
Yes, we co-wrote it actually. Chris created it, and he brought me on to co-write to kind of refine it into a comic script because it was a prose kind of thing. So we co-wrote it. Yeah,
the answer is just yes. Without
that's true. Sorry.
No, I'm saying no. I was going to expand on it. Celestial Falcon issue 1 wouldn't be what it is without Brent, and even Lisa had put in input for this first issue. Yes. So, without Brent, this book definitely I did create it, but it wouldn't be at the status it is with this issue without Brent and my and Lisa. Now, as I mentioned, without the combined writing talents and
just got a backer as you were talking.
There you go. Awesome.
We got a backer.
Yeah. Went up $5. Yeah. It's awesome. Thank you.
And we have 69 backers.
Sweet.
I like the number 69.
And 69 minutes to go, apparently.
Oh my God, SM down. That's who Lisa is. What?
Oh,
what?
Who is Lisa? Lisa is my fiance and the colorist on the book.
There you go. Now you know.
Lisa Moore.
Knowing is half the battle.
And knowing's half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
There you go.
$200.
So SM down. Anybody in the in the chat, go check that out. And also Tweedexes says Lisa's Grant's fiance.
Yeah,
Grant,
Grant.
you gotta fight this Grant guy.
Been stolen by Grant.
And that's him down. Says congrats on getting married. Didn't happen yet.
You're no more than the other guy. He's no more the other guy. His name is Grant now.
That's right. Hey, it's only 1 letter away, so I can live with that.
That's true. But again, this Grant guy, man, you got to fight him. You're going to become a wrestler.
There you
go. I got to become a wrestler just to beat up Grant.
In history, we're going to find somebody off the street and call him Grant and just let Brant beat him up for about 20 minutes.
Oh,
that's his wrestler. That's his wrestler persona. He's like Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde. Yeah. First, he's Grant, normal, everyday guy. And then he's badass evil man.
You got to tell everybody our tag team name you came up with.
Oh, I am not. No.
Oh, come on. I can't remember.
I don't remember what it was.
Honestly. Oh, my God. Did you see what Mike said?
Escape. Comics, guys.
It's his last name, Morrison. I will be in. I'm not going there.
Know.
I'm not going there.
No.
Oh, man. That dude already ruined X-Men for me. Don't ruin this.
Oh, man. So there you go. That's the match.
We do have a new viewer, a celebrity in the house, SpongeBob SquarePants.
What's up, SpongeBob? Do you live in a pineapple under the sea?
Not this one. Have comic books and movies become too preachy?
No,
I don't. I mean, unless you're talking about the Joker, I think it's the opposite of preachy. And I don't love the message it gave. Go check out my video. But
I would say, just in brief, it depends. Sometimes, sure. Most times, I don't think so.
Okay, I got it. Here we go. We are ESC, East South
yeah.
Connection. You can't escape ESC.
There you go. I was looking at my keyboard. You know, I saw the escape key and I just went with it. Why not?
So that's our tag team, ESC.
Chris was calling himself the Brooklyn Hustler, so I was like, well, I guess I'm the Texas Wrangler then, and there you go.
Except there is a Brooklyn Hustler and there's a Brooklyn Brawler, so I can only use it as a surname.
Okay.
And the world of wrestling. It's a crazy
Of course.
place.
Grant Morrison is an
References
I
pop
like-
up every now and again.
Grant Morrison is an alternate dimension Lex Luthor. I don't think you would win.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's
Oh.
Wow.
I think
Wow,
Grant would
my
win,
God.
and he wouldn't even need a chair.
That's so dark.
I vote Grant. I'd be in his corner watching him beat up Grant Morrison.
I wouldn't put money on it, but like if there is no money involved, yeah, go Brant. Woo!
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Grant.
Tevye is getting bored with us. He said, "Let's move on." So that's what we're gonna do.
Ah!
We're gonna talk for
No.
another 5 minutes about our tag teams. But
Yes.
Right, Cat and Mike, Spider Slayer have to make a tag team now.
all right, I am
Slayer. Link Slayer.
Michael
You're
Scott.
the referee.
He's the manager.
I'm referee. Let me tell you something.
Now Michael's gonna beat me up. What's going on, man? Ah,
Okay.
This getting real up in here.
I'll.
Mike,
Okay.
Come on, promo on me, Michael. Let's do it.
Michael gave up wrestling a long time ago. He's rusty.
Mike,
Excuse me, no, I have not.
Mike Spider Slayer is so bored right now.
Sorry, Mike. We should move on. For Mike Spider Slayer's sake, we're gonna move on. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
move.
want to.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to.
I couldn't tell you the last time I watched a wrestling match. It's got to be at least 30 years.
Oh, Mike, I wish you'd watch wrestling just so that
No.
for the references.
He said no. Not
No,
even.
I'm just too far removed from it. I'm not doing it.
I don't blame. It's all. That's like me telling everybody we have to play Fortnite. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
I,
I'd rather play Fortnite before watching wrestling. That's
I
personally my
honestly
opinion.
agree
Okay,
with
so
that.
for our 100th episode, we're all gonna play Fortnite.
100's gonna come quicker than we think.
Fortnite might even be a thing by then. I don't know.
True. This is true. It's very true.
All right. Oh, we're
yeah.
gonna say Brant.
No, you're right. It's not that far off, actually. So go ahead.
I'm
right.
gonna pass
Let's
on the
move on,
baton to
please.
Michael. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So now it's time for Under the Radar. And for my Under the Radar book that I'm doing for this week.
What?
Apparently, you're under the radar, Michael.
What did you
You
do?
disappeared on us.
I didn't do
You're back now.
anything.
Michael, you literally said, and for my book,
And then you
and
disappeared.
God,
Your internet must have dropped out for a minute.
your internet dropped out. You literally
Oh.
left the entire conversation.
All right. Well, it's Transformers Ghostbusters issue number 5.
Oh, Alan's right. We got spoilers. Spoiler. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler, Chris.
Woo.
I'm sorry,
It
I'm
was
writing
like a Wii U,
Oh, I
Wii U.
wrote a comment. So where's the brands?
How the hell did that happen?
So if you guys thought that you were gonna be spoiled for Transformers, don't worry. You will.
Yes. So it's Ectotron versus Megatron. And there are other ghost robots, and Ectotron wanted to help Megatron, but since he declined it, because we all know Megatron, he's very thick-headed and the biggest villain of Transformers. So, just long story short, we do have Megatron that was being a what was that?
That was a
Elite?
chant. Had nothing to do with you.
Oh, and the Ghostbusters use like some type of proton stream that could release the possession that Optimus Prime was under. So the Ghostbusters idea to help Ectotron, who was possessed by Megatron because he was a ghost, was to use Mood Slime, which was featured in the Ghostbusters 2 movie.
Does it get them
I'm sure.
moody?
The Mood Slime.
Yeah, they get a moody.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to talk. You didn't even like the first movie.
I hated it.
Yeah. So they used it to basically help Ectotron get out of the possession of using that slime, which they did, which was a really awesome strategy that Optimus Prime helped them out with that. And yeah. And then Megatron was defeated, and that was a really great issue, though. I will say this, though. I did like the ending when Ectotron wanted to search ghosts with the Ghostbusters rather than do what he normally does back on the home planet of Transformers. And the book ended, and it's a great issue. So I would definitely say that trade paperback is recommended.
All right, you're
That's all.
the moderator. Tell us who else is next.
I
I
was
think our
getting
comments
to
are a little
that.
bit behind. We're still having comments on wrestling. Is anybody
Since
watching our
Cat
stream?
is rushing, I'm going to pass to the cat then.
All right, I'm ready. Champions, issue 10. It's the last issue of the series. And the reason I put it as under the radar is because the book got canceled because no one picked it up. So, and honestly, it ended okay. I liked somewhat the Viv and Riri stuff. Other than that, it was just kind of one big fight saying, oh, gun ho. You know, we're young and that's cool. So it was fine. It was a fine ending, but I think they could have done more if they knew they had more issues and had a proper ending. And that's kind of why I put it on the under the radar section this week.
You
then.
couldn't do very much. You couldn't do very much with it. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, he kind of even said it. He's at the end of the book, he's kind of just like, and where the champions go, we have no idea. The future is like, he said it in the narration at the end, so it's just like,
I mean that's true too. It's like they're doing something with them, but I don't know. I would have preferred a better end, but he did the best he could with what he had and the time he had and the storyline that he was in the middle of. So
yeah, that's definitely disappointing. I mean, I'm sure we'll see a lot of these characters other places, but
Cat, Champions was yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then answer Tavia.
Oh, I mean, I guess nobody because it got canceled. You're right, Tevye.
Except for most of us here.
Since we're talking about it.
Yeah, and he said honestly the ending felt rushed. That means you read it, so you cared.
It was rushed.
So anything else you want to add, Kat, or
I'm good. I mean, unless Brandon or Mike want to add some stuff because I know they read it.
There's not a whole lot to say about it, like you said.
I have to read it still.
Yeah.
I do want to read the last issue.
You're really not missing anything. It's just a couple characters get resolved, like Riri and Viv, and then Miles, of course. And that's really about it. But the rest of the characters are kind of just like, he was kind of Zub was like, whatever. Can't do anything else except those carries. It's like he was basically finishing an arc. That's all it really was,
Yeah, pretty much.
The NGN. I like Champions. Quality-wise, it was much better book than most runs of Teen Titans.
It was.
I don't know about
it. Was.
I think the previous volume was. I don't know if this volume was. I kept wanting it to get better, and it never did.
What, Teen Titans?
No, Champions this volume.
But a lot of the recent Teen Titans series haven't been great. The current one is good, but
the only one I didn't like was the New 52 though. Everything else I guess Titans kind of sucked. So I don't know. I guess you're right, DNG.
All right. So let's go now to Brand.
Mine is 7 Days #1. It's the new one by Gail Simone for the Lion Forge Catalyst superhero line, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure I had the right company. Because I don't know if a lot of people are reading. I know some people are like really excited about this new line and it's doing pretty well, but I don't know how many people really know about it. So that's why I put it under radar. But this was their first like big event crossover book, and you bring in several of the characters from the other series. The main one being Noble, and in this book you have these monolith guys. These they're obsidian. They call them the Obsidian Man, I think, and they don't know why they're there and everything. But it's ushering in this like huge disaster, and you find out throughout the issue what they're there for, and something really tragic happens with Noble, and it's a heck of a way to kick off this this miniseries, this new event, to have something that deadly happen to your main character of your entire universe. So that's, I mean, I thought it took a lot of guts for her to go there, and it made it very interesting. It's like, okay, they mean business with this then. So I think a lot of these characters are really cool. You guys might remember me putting Quinn Credible in my top 5 a few times. He wasn't in this yet, but he's coming. I think he was on a panel. But I think this is a really good series, and if anybody hasn't checked out the Catalyst Prime stuff, you should definitely go check this miniseries out. And I think it serves as a good introduction, even though it's a crossover event. It kind of gets you up to speed with what's going on.
I love the artwork in 7. I love the artwork. I have to say. I have to finish.
Yeah, this was a good story. I liked it too. I like the whole asteroid coming to Earth and the crazy thing, whatever that was made out of, and then all of a sudden it decides to attack the heroes. And I thought overall it was really good. And I forgot about this book until it actually. I was at the comic shop and I saw it on the rack, and I'm like, oh my god, there was only like 2 copies of it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick it up and see, And then I remembered I showed it to you when I got it, and you're like, oh, I forgot about this. So it was a cool book though. I liked it. The artwork was very impressive. I was like, gorgeous artwork, good inks, nice colors. There was, it wasn't a cheaply made comic. It was really good stuff.
Oh yeah, totally.
All right. Anyone else want to add anything to 7 days?
Good.
Okay, so then Mike, it is your turn.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Or is it your turn? Because you said Mike, and I'm the Spider Slayer. Remember?
Okay, so Mike, Spider Slayer.
Slayer.
Right. I'm the Slayer. Anyway, mine was another book that was kind of independent out there, and it was the Vampire State Building issue 1. So this was a kind of cool book. I wouldn't say it was like the best book I've ever read, but if you like Charlie Adler's artwork, he was the artist from The Walking Dead. I think you could like this, and it's kind of cool to see his art.
Yeah, I like his art.
Yeah, it's actually it's kind of cool to see his art colored, which was even better. But this was an interesting book because it's not like an apocalyptic thing. It's more like, I would say it's something you would see out of a movie. So you basically see these people in an Empire State Building, and all of a sudden it winds up, there's this secret room in the Empire State Building that some janitors found. They unlocked it. The creature comes out of it, and all of a sudden all these vampires come out of nowhere, and they're attracted to the Empire State Building, and it totally gets overrun, And now there's people that are forced to survive in this Empire State Building. How will they survive? Will they escape? It's so, you don't know, but it is. It's a good flick. That's what it seems like, but I had a good time with it. I'm looking forward to the next issue to see what kind of character development we're going to get, because I didn't get that much character development from this book, but it still was a decent read.
So, Mike, so you're going to slay the vampires?
No, I'm a spider slayer, not a vampire slayer.
Oh, all right. Well, close enough.
He's like, oh, right. Sorry, let's down.
So let's go now to Chris. He's the last one.
Birthright issue number 40. And now we're on break after this issue. We got 10 more to go after Birthright issue number 40. So without spoiling too much, even though we did spoiler alert.
Spoil it.
Fine. The last 2 wizards on Earth have been destroyed. Mikey's grandfather, gone. Matisma, gone because she's as cuckoo as her father. Her father is Lore, the evil King Lore, who wants to invade Earth, and the only way to do that is for all the wizards to die, so the doors that keep it locked away are open. And the book kind of ends with the wizards dying, and now a great war is about to happen on Earth, because Tyrannos is able to now come to Earth, and King Lore wants to invade. To be continued in, I think, 6 months, Brent?
I don't remember how long, but yeah.
6 months? Wow.
It takes breaks. Image, when they go on break, they go on break. Anyone who reads Saga knows they go on break.
Well, now that Paper Girls is over, I know Brian K. Vaughan's gonna be writing Saga continuously again.
Oh, good.
So we'll should be getting Saga again soon.
Yeah. With Birthright, man, it was such a good issue. And to leave it on that cliffhanger with just all those forces flooding onto Earth, it's like, oh man, you're just like, I want those 10 issues now. I want to see how they wrap this up and how they fight. But the another beautiful thing about this issue was because Mastima had reverted Mikey to a child, his dad got to have that moment, and he got to see him grow up before his eyes. So he got all those years that he missed. I thought that was a really
because
cool
Mikey aged up in that one moment. He went from a child to a teenager to back to an adult.
Right.
And I love that. There was definitely symbolism and meaning to that moment. I'm looking forward. I feel like this is under the radar because a lot of people, when we first started talking about it, when Brant and I first started talking about it, everybody was on board for the first 5-10 issues, and then everybody kind of started to fall off. This book is still good. There were moments where it was a little bit middle ground, but it's definitely picked up.
Yeah, with the series that goes on that long, you're gonna get that. There's no avoiding that.
Oh yeah, but I'm glad that they're not pushing it too far either. They're ending it at issue 50. They're not even pushing to a 100-issue arc. It's done at 50. We're done. The story's over. Moving on.
Yeah.
All right. And since that's all the books, let's go into the other segment of the top 5.
All right.
Now we're going to do the big books.
Yep. We'll do the big books. Yep. So Sweet X just had a question. He goes, "There's no more worst pick." We switched it around. So after our top 5, we have a segment. It's called the chopping block. That's what it's called now. So you'll see that after the actual top 5 in the big book discussion. So, and then also, guys, don't forget to vote for your favorite panels. Oh,
yes.
I don't think you're getting. I don't know if you're talking to us or something.
No, so that's to Tevye because Tevye was gonna give Legion.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, just to give this as an example. So Tevye picked Legion as his under the radar because that was gonna be his worst pick, but Legion was a big book that came out this week. So under the radar is like the indies or the smaller Marvel or DC books that people wouldn't, pick up.
Just books not a lot of people are talking about or aware of or that kind of thing.
Exactly. Yes.
But if you want to add a Legion to your chopping block, Tevye, when we get to that, you can always add it there.
Chop! Ow! I hurt my hand at the table.
Yeah. So yeah, going back to what I was going to say before we start the books is that don't forget to check out the panels of the week, guys, on the new and improved Comic Frontline site. I think there was the link earlier up there in the chat, but I'm sure they'll put it up there again soon. But if you guys haven't checked out that site, go ahead and check it out. It's so much cleaner. It's nicer. I think you guys would really enjoy it. So, like we said last week, Brant looked really hard to get it going. And we want you guys to have fun on there. Okay, so check that one out. All right, so now it's time to discuss the big books of the week. And once we talk about a few of those, then we'll discuss our number 5 book. So just to clarify, guys, if you want to put your number 5 book when we go down the list on talking about what our number 5 is, that's the time to do it. And we will either highlight it, and if we can get to it, we'll actually shout it out as well. Okay, so just letting you guys know that. All right, so the first big book we're going to talk about this week is going to be the all-famous I'm Batman. And this was issue 80. So how bored were you guys by Batman issue 80? Or did you like it because there was a lot of action with Batman? Or did the artwork totally deter you from liking this book?
That last one.
Yeah,
that last one.
Yeah. Second to worst, actually, for me because of that.
Second to worst.
Yeah. Didn't like it. I also just don't really like this book anymore. I think I
feel like
there.
Mike purposely left the art for last because he knew most of us were going to agree.
Yeah, art was very good. One thing I did like about the book was Thomas and Gotham Girl's relationship. Like that one scene. Other than that, I could care less about the cliffhanger, care less about any of this. And it's just, I want it to end soon because I think the pacing is completely off for this book.
The whole cliffhanger thing was weird. The way
Right?
that Batman was talking about it, like, well, he's there with my son. He's got a choice to make. It's like, what? Why are you being so nonchalant about this? Are you crazy? So yeah, that
son.
Yeah, I know that bothered me. The art, it's like it was funny because I didn't know that he was doing that issue, and I turned the page and I'm like, what? And I turned back to make sure I wasn't seeing things. I'm like, crap. And then, yeah, so it took me out immediately. The pacing for this issue, I actually liked the last two issues. I know you guys didn't like the honeymoon issues, but I actually like those issues. And this one, just the pacing was a little off for me. It was a little slow, a little deliberate. I liked the idea of the villains being like, oh no, he's back kind of thing, but it didn't really come across as strong as it should have.
No, he was too much in the shadows. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And he still had the stash.
Right.
I think also too, it's like when you go from an artist like Tony S. Daniel that was on there for a little bit, and then you did Clayman, and then you go to John Romita. It's just night and day. You can't even compare it. Like, look at Gotham Girl on the cover of a couple issues ago of Batman, right? And then look at the cover now of Batman this week, and you're just like, oh wow. And then I was doing my haul video, and I was showing everybody the interior artwork, and I was like, oh my god, thank god I didn't buy that John Romita Jr. cover. And then I open it up, and then who has the artwork inside? John Romita Jr. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So it was horrible. So I would just like to agree with you guys.
I would just like to interrupt 2 seconds to say hello to Golden Gauntlet Comics. He was part of the lurking crew that jumped in on Friday or Thursday. When did we do the Chris and Brand show? Thursday. He jumped in with a bunch of other really awesome people, and we're lurking our live show. Gold, I'm glad you jumped in on this live show. We were telling them all about the show we do on Tuesday nights. Gold, thank you so much for popping in, man.
Yeah, please keep watching if you can.
Absolutely.
Love
absolutely.
New people.
Thank you.
And a lot of the people that lurk us actually do have comic review or whole channels. I actually subscribe to everybody that actually popped in on the Chris and Brad show through Dark Avenger. Really awesome channel. So go check out the Chris and Brad show to see who we're talking about. But Gold is one of them.
Awesome.
Sorry.
All right. So any other comments on the wonderful Batman book?
I'm good.
No.
Oh, you guys seem like you really liked it. So I'm so ecstatic. So we're gonna move on to the next. I guess you could say it was supposed to be a big book, but more of a drag, right? So it's Marvel Comics 1001. This book you would think would give you more of the masked. What is it, Raider? Is that what his name is?
Raider, yeah.
Raider, yeah. And so you do get a couple pages of it, but it didn't warrant the consideration of a whole other book. You could have sat there and put a couple more of those stories in 1000 and then put those last 2 pages in there. And so it was really, in my opinion, obviously, and I wanted more of that main story. So I felt that this issue wasn't actually needed.
Yeah, no, I agree. I only liked 3 of them, and 3 of them were in my top 5 panels. I obviously love the Power Pack because I love the Power Pack, and I like the Dazzler one because that was just fun that they're trying to hit Emma Frost. Other than that, the stories are so much better in 1000. You 100% can tell these were the leftovers, and still no Spider-Gwen. And so
I was upset about that. You were like, "Oh yeah, Spider-Gwen's gonna be in it." I bought the book physically because you said that.
I said maybe. I said this is a great chance that Spider-Gwen could be in it.
And hello, Box Hype. Welcome to the live show, new viewer.
Thank you so much. Oh, and also Tevi, if you could wait for your number 4, we haven't gotten to our number 5s yet, so wait out for that. I think we haven't gotten to number 5s. Yeah, we haven't done number 5 yet.
Do you think that these pages in this one are like the stories that were just cut out from 1000 and said, we got enough of them.
100%.
Totally. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. It was like, we have all these extra stories. Let's just do another issue. It was, yeah.
Make another $10.
Yeah.
And you can tell because of that, because also you didn't have the numbering of the years, which was really disappointing. I thought that was something that was really cool about 1000. Ironically, our topic time this week was going to be on Marvel Comics 1001, but we all agreed that's like no one's probably going to watch it because everyone kind of forgot about it. So we have a different video idea.
I feel like 1000 did so good and everybody was so hyped for it, and then Marvel released 1001 on that hype, and we were all excited.
Yeah.
And then Marvel just marveled 1001. So it's like, as readers, I think bad because it's Marvel. Bad me for thinking that they'd actually put out a good second issue.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little disappointing because we're all like we all got pulled in by that Masked Raider through story in the first one, and there were some other great stories in that too, and some fun okay stories in this one. But it's like I was wanting more of that Masked Raider stuff, and all you got was the bookends, the first and last page, and it was basically saying the same exact thing on both pages. So.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So when are we going to see the Masked Raider again then?
Next year, I think.
Was it?
No, so
it's not part of. No,
I think
it's part of the event. That hold on, what's it?
No,
called?
I think it's next year.
I don't think it's
incoming. Is it incoming? That's supposed to be coming out.
I'm pretty sure that at the end of 1000, it said the Masked Raider story is going to continue in 2020 or something like that.
Yeah, it's not part of the incoming event. I think that's something different.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's move on now. So we're going to talk about another book I know Chris and Brant really enjoy, and this is Birthright issue 40.
So we already
you
talked
guys take
about that with they're under the radar. So yeah, I had to take that one out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
It's cool.
All right. So then we'll move on then to our number 5. So now the viewers, this is your time to put only your number 5 pick. And if you put it in the comments, like I said, we'll highlight it or we'll shout you out on which is yours, okay, as we go. So I'll start with Chris. What was your number 5 book this week?
Ghost Rider issue number 1. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I like the art. So Johnny Blaze is the king of hell. Anybody who read the Absolute Carnage one-shot, he somehow, I don't know how, I didn't read that, he knocked Mephisto off of power. So Mephisto, that's why all of his deals, and we talked about this last week a little bit. I think Kat mentioned it with Spider-Man. So Mephisto's no longer the king of hell. Johnny Blaze is. And hell isn't happy about that. So you got people who want to put Mephisto back in power. And then you have another force that wants to take over and knock Johnny Blaze off and not bring Mephisto back. So you got Johnny Blaze, who's dealing with demons who are escaping hell. Why can't I remember the other guy's name? Donny? Is it Donny who's the current?
Danny Ketch.
Danny Ketch. It's Danny Ketch and Johnny.
Danny Ketch, Johnny Blaze. And
Johnny Blaze. Right. And
I can't remember his name at the moment.
There's too many of these Annies and Annie. All I know is Johnny is letting power get to his head, and Danny is getting warned, which I think is not true. I think he's being tricked. Danny's being told that Johnny is. I love this. The Danny and the Johnnies. So Danny was told that Johnny is becoming drunk with power and that he has to stop him. I think it's a trick, but that's where the book leaves off. And there's a bunch of really awesome action in the middle with Danny and Johnny. I'm really excited to see where the series goes. I thought we were going to be trapped in hell. I like that Johnny could actually make it to Earth now and be on Earth still.
Yeah.
But his powers are marked up to 10, I think he said. Was it?
Something like that. I don't remember.
I'm sorry, Brent. You were going to say something, though.
No, I was just going to say, I was surprised by this one because I'm not usually a Ghost Rider fan. And I gave this one a shot because, number one, want to give stuff a shot. And I really liked it. I love the different versions of the Ghost Riders here. Like you said, Johnny's the king of hell, and Danny just wants nothing to do with it. And now he has to get involved because power has gone to Johnny's head. And there's this whole war in hell going on. and Danny's being pulled in the middle of it. And it's really interesting. I love the narrative there with Danny just kind of running this bar, even though he's kind of an alcoholic and probably not a good idea. But he's just trying to escape life, escape this whole thing because he feels like it took everything from him, and yet he's being pulled in the world to save hell of all places from Johnny Blaze of all people. So it's interesting.
Who is writing Ghost Rider? Somebody just asked that.
It was
Brisson?
Ed Brisson. Ed
Brisson.
He did like New Mutants. I think he did some other X-Men titles.
Yeah.
He also did The Violent,
And,
I believe.
And I made a mistake.
Cooter did
by the
the
way. I read my
artwork on
number
it.
4. I read
Who
my
did?
number 4 instead of my number 5, but I'll just switch it around.
Cooter.
My number. Damn it! My list was wrong. It was off.
Wait a minute, Chris. Who did you say, Mike? I'm sorry.
Cooter.
Was the art?
Aaron Cooter?
K-U-D.
Oh, Aaron Cooter?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear it.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know I just realized my list was off. I was just looking at it.
So that's your number 4 instead
That's
of
my
your
number
number 5.
4, but I'll talk about my
Okay.
number 5 for number 4 because I'm still
Okay.
getting my list wrong.
Got it. All right. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. It's
Of
not
course.
my thing, man. It's just not my thing. As much as I always try, I can't get into those characters for some dumb reason. And Cooter's artwork is I am not a fan how he has this. I can't explain the type of artwork he has, but it always seems like it's like condensed or bunched up, or I don't know. It's just weird. He did Wolverine and the X-Men, I think it was. Wasn't he did that series too. And I was just like, I wasn't a fan of that either. I'm pretty sure he did.
Somebody else.
Yeah, I thought it was somebody
I think
else.
that was what's his face?
I didn't like the art. That's why I remember.
Buccellato? Chris Buccellato.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was
Yeah,
Buccellato. There was something that he did. I don't remember if it was a Wolverine series. He did something in a mutant book or something, but I don't know. It's just slipping my mind. But I wasn't a fan of the story, the whole hell thing, and the Ghost Ring. Even with Avengers this past week or whatever it was, same thing. I couldn't get into that book. Anything with Ghost Rider, I can't ever seem to get into that character. So
Aaron
Neither. I didn't
Cooter,
pick it up.
Aaron Cooter's done Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America. He was on Superman. He
action.
did. There's Ghost Rider.
He did a couple of
Fantastic
issues.
Four.
He did a couple issues. Avenging Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
He did.
okay. Maybe it's Guardians that I remember him doing as recently.
Yeah.
So maybe that.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that, I think you might be right. Yeah.
It is the recent series of Guardians that he's done.
I felt like his art fit this kind of book though, and they're not usually my type of characters either, Mike. So that's why I'm like, oh, wow, I actually like this. So
Right.
But yeah, I thought it fit here. It might not on something like that though, like Guardians.
Gotcha. Well, we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully you guys will continue to read it. We'll see where it's at in like 2 issues from now.
Yeah.
So it didn't capture me, so that's why I'm like, I'm done. All right. So who else? All right. So that was Chris's. We'll go to Michael's. What was yours?
My number 5 was Savage Avengers, issue number 6. This issue is where the Punisher and Conan actually work together, and they're leaving the Savage Land to head to one of the coldest places because we all saw how the Punisher was being judged by Crom, and he wants his family back because of the image that he saw of his family from one issue back for that. And like messing with his head and all that. So, like at the boating docks, like after there was like a whole thing where they were just slaying like animals and stuff like that, they just parted at the boating docks. And then the ending kind of was interesting when Dr. Doom was there because like Dr. Doom could see that Conan was in the cargo, and that actually leaves us on a huge cliffhanger of how Dr. Doom is going to be involved in this, and that's where it's left off to be continued. A really good issue, nonetheless.
Nice. Never good things are happening when Doctor Doom is around. DNGN says, I'm never going to read Savage Avengers, but I hear that Conan Punisher scenes are gold. So that's cool.
They're gold and bloody too. So
Nice.
definitely check that out.
Gold and
Violence.
bloody. That's an interesting look.
Right? All right, Kat, what do you got?
Mine was Immortal Hulk, issue 24. I thought this is a good issue. I like the ending more than the middle. It was definitely more of an action-packed issue. But yeah, no, that ending is gold because he's now running the shadow base.
What the hell?
And then that Galactus stuff going on, like what? This book kind of went.
What is he becoming? Like he ate that entity, and then it's just like, so does he become Galactus now? But like
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
In like a much more evil fashion. So I don't know. Am I breaking up, or is there a delay, or I don't know?
I think there's a delay on your end this time, Mike, because I noticed I'm talking over you a few times.
Yeah, just a little bit of one.
All right, I'm gonna sign out for a minute, and then I'll come back. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you had a few seconds delay.
So you're talking Immortal Hulk?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much finished on that one.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a 3.5-star book for me. I definitely read better issues of Immortal Hulk, but the ending really made it for me.
Yeah.
I like the ending of it, yes.
While Mike's coming back, are we going to talk about the tie-in? I don't remember.
I have it in my top, so we'll probably talk
Okay.
I still have to finish it, but
And we got a couple of comments. So DNGN said Ewing has mastered the last page reveal on his Hulk series. Every time he blows my mind. I agree with that. He's really good with the cliffhangers. And then we have Gold Gauntlet Comics who says, yeah, but my LCS takes forever in request. By the time I get 2, this series will be over. Oh, man, that sucks. Hopefully they get it for you quickly.
I mean,
get it online.
Yeah, I was going to say, Gold, you could always pre-order your books on DCBS. You know, I know it's 2 months in advance. You can even go to Comixology. I mean, there are so many different places. I know it's bad because you want to support your local comic shop, but in your case, when a local comic shop is not accommodating to your needs or your requests, that's what would have happened to me with my local comic shop at some point if they didn't close down. Honestly, that I probably would have ended up doing it through Midtown, through DCBS. Cheaper.
Yeah, honestly, I was just gonna say they should honestly be more on top of that stuff. Like most comic stores would get it to you that next week, you know. Oh, we got a couple. I won't answer that one, sweet. I might have to do this.
No.
Yeah, it's up to you, Gold. We only offer recommendations and ideas, and then it's up to you. Your choice. Don't think we're pressuring you into it.
No, of course not.
Yeah. I mean, again, support your local comic shop. That's always important too. And just enjoy
Gold, where do you live? Gold, do you live in New York? Because if you do, I'll find a way to your comic shop.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough. Actually, I live in Staten Island, and one of the comic book stores just recently closed. It was a huge comic book store, and now my store has double the people. So I'm like waiting online for like 20 minutes, where I used to not wait online at all. So it's kind of crazy to see that that change a lot, and comic book stores close in general.
DCBS.
I know my store gets me what I like, so I'm good. I love my store, but I'm glad they're getting more people. But it showcases we only have one store on the island now, or 2 stores on the island. We're in Florida, Gold. I've been in a couple of comic stores in Florida. And then Tevye says he's in North Carolina. I did not know that.
I did.
I didn't know that either.
Comic shop, Tevye.
I thought you lived in Florida, Tevye.
I didn't know where Tevye lived.
No, I knew it was North Carolina. He mentioned it on one of my shows once.
Got ya. Cool. Well, Mike is not back yet, so something must have happened to him. So I don't remember who that's me. Brant?
Brant, let's get your number 5.
My number 5 is a new book from Dark Horse called Ruby Falls, number 1.
What was it called? Yes, I didn't read it yet. Please tell me if it's good.
Ruby Falls. It is pretty good. It's this girl is like, she's in this really small town, and her dad's the butcher, and her dad and mom live next to each other. They're divorced and they don't speak, but they live right next door to each other. So it's like that whole kind of thing. It's a small town vibe where everybody knows everything going on and everything. And her mom is in a nursing home, and because she's got dementia. And her mom like blurts this thing out about this murder that happened when she was a little girl. I mean, her grandmother.
You want to hear a nice bedtime story? Sure, Mom.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was her grandmother, but yeah. So she recounts this little tale, and then so the girl Ruby, she started. I mean, not Ruby. Her name's not Ruby. That's the name of the town. I cannot think of her name now. Betty. No, that's the girl that got killed. Whatever her name is. Anyway, so she starts asking questions. She starts researching it and trying to figure out what happened and if this murder really happened and what's going on. And by the end of the book, a couple of people attack her and say, stop asking questions, even though everybody in the town had told her it's just your grandmother's memories. She's reading too many crime novels, all that kind of stuff. So it's a murder mystery kind of thing in this little small town. Yeah, sure. But I thought it was a really interesting read. And, you know, I love that it's kind of like taking like a Gilmore Girls kind of place and vibe and putting a murder mystery in the middle of it. So it was pretty interesting.
That definitely sounds up your alley. I didn't even hear about that book. So that's cool.
I just happened to notice it was coming out. So
yeah,
You gotta check that book out.
Yeah.
So Mike, did you want to say more about Immortal Hulk? I know you were... Yeah.
No, that's fine. I mean, just like I said, the ending was just insane. I didn't know what to expect there, and I didn't know what the hell Hulk swallowed. And I guess the big thing is what's going to happen next issue, because I guess that's going to be explained, and I think in the next, in the events that happen. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We'll see where that one goes. He just squashed a plot on that cover. So.
Yeah. Right. So that, Brant, what was your number 5 then? I didn't hear it because I heard you explaining it, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's a book called Ruby Falls. It's from Dark Horse.
Oh, okay.
Number 1, yeah.
Cool. All right, so I guess I'll do my number 5 then. What was my number 5? 3. Mine was Absolute Carnage, Immortal Hulk. I liked the story. I really did. I thought the artwork would take me completely out of this story because I didn't like the artwork at all. But the overall story was great because you got to see the inner psyche of like Bruce Banner and all his different personalities of Hulk, and him accepting Venom into that world of his mind. You know what I'm saying? And trying to reason with it and everything else. And that whole story was amazing. I thought it was really good. And it's a different way of, I guess, doing a tie-in, because it made it seem like this whole thing was taking a long time to happen, and the Venom symbiote only possessed him for like a second while he had this whole conversation with the Hulks and the symbiote and stuff. It was a great issue. It really surprised me. But man, that artwork.
Oof, the art looked like everything was like kind of going into a triangle. That's like the best way. Like everything looked like it was going into itself.
That was definitely the weakest part, I think, of the book. Yeah.
The story, I agree, was good. The only thing I would say is I thought this was going to be a mini series. I kind of wish the stories were just told in Immortal Hulk and just told in Absolute Carnage for like people that aren't like us that don't pick up everything. I think you do miss out on a lot if you don't read this one shot.
Sure, absolutely.
So, I think it's very easy to miss, especially with the artwork. I think it easily could have been told in their separate series. So that's my one disappointment.
I was hoping that it was going to go in the Thunderbolt Ross way, and instead they're just like, it's just like we reburied them and this and that, and I'm like, oh, that's it, And so I was kind of disappointed with that, but at least it surprised me, that it was a halfway decent story. So I was like, okay, that's cool. It made my number 5. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it was the art that took me out of it.
Yeah.
The story wasn't bad. It was just like you guys said, the art it was brutal for me. It was hard for me to sit there and read it. And even though I liked conceptually what was going on, I don't know. There's something about that kind of storytelling that took me off a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, it also tied into Immortal Hulk quite a bit too.
Yeah, there is that, which I don't read. So.
Right. There was a good 2-3 pages in there because it was the time where they were in the hotel and Betty was recovering from her wounds and Rick Jones was in the bathtub recovering from when he was Abomination and stuff. So like if you didn't read Immortal Hulk, you would be kind of lost about like what's happening here. You know, so I can see that.
A lot of it has to do with Immortal Hulk. A lot of good scenes from Immortal Hulk because that tub scene is still one of my favorites where just Betty just watching him. Betty's a creep. That's the one thing. If you learn anything from this book is that Betty is one big creeper.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that was our number 5. So let's talk about couple other big books before we go into our number 4. And this one is House of X. This is the conclusion to the House section of the story, and in this one we get to see, you know, Professor Xavier don Cerebro. We get to see them have their first trial of what happens with Sabretooth. So this goes back to one of the old storytelling with Hickman, right? He puts a plot point right in the first issue of the story, and it doesn't get resolved to the very, you know, last issue of this particular story. And but they exile Sabretooth. They put him in the depths of Krakoa. Like, wouldn't you think that that's just a little bit dark? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely dark, this issue. I loved it. This one I actually enjoyed the ending.
Yeah, at the same time, it's Sabretooth. I mean, come on.
No, like even Nightcrawler, who's like religious, you know, guy, he's just like, away. So I think it's very interesting their kind of political viewpoints, and I do think this is one of the better issues as well. It's my number 7. It just is finally getting to a head. It just takes a really long time to get there.
It also makes.
I was
just gonna say it also makes me wonder though. We know that they've all come back from the dead, right? And they're being reborn, and these eggs and everything. It makes you wonder if anything is like being manipulated a little bit. You know?
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, even Nightcrawler. We need to make more mutants. I'm like,
yeah.
He said that to his mother because Mystique is his mother.
Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. That's a little creepy. But no, I was gonna say, doesn't this remind you a little bit about like not a couple of years back, Nation X? This is exactly what Cyclops did, except this time it's run by Professor Xavier.
Yeah,
possessing. That's still possession of Phantom X, right, Professor Xavier?
I honestly lost that plot point from like.
I don't even know if that's still in play or not. But I was thinking that Professor Xavier is a clone, right? Because he was in the chair. He's no longer in the chair. So his own experiment he tested on himself.
Yeah,
because
that's what I was thinking.
And so it's like he put all his thoughts into his own clone, everything else. And the very thing is they still make him very mysterious. Like he put on Cerebro, but you never saw his face. So what's going on with him? There's something more to him than we're led to know, you know?
There's something more sinister with Charles Xavier because it just doesn't feel like he would do something like this. And I don't know. Everybody feels a little bit off right now with the X-Men.
Yeah, the fact that he's always got that mask and that helmet on too, I agree. It's like there's got to be something.
That's what's cool about it too, is that, you know,
mystery.
You don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think we're gonna get any answers with this series, which kind of sucks. But I think that's the reason. Yeah, that's the reason why to pick up X-Men, and definitely not my favorite series of all time because again, the storytelling is not really my type. But I really love that they're trying to do something different with the X-Men because that's what we've been complaining about for how many years. Even if I don't love it, at least it's like finally people are talking about the X-Men again.
I feel like if they could do Nation X correctly, you know, they didn't do it right with Cyclops, I feel, because turning Cyclops evil, you saw they had to kill him to fix him. With Professor X, if Mike is saying, you know, if it is a clone and not from Astonishing, there's definitely a lot of story that can come out of that. I'm sorry I interrupted somebody.
Oh, it was fine. I just lost my point. Oh, no, I know what I was going to say. I think we all agree that of the two series, House of X is probably the stronger.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, for sure. Because nothing will beat House of X issue 2. That book was really good. So,
I mean, what do you think that Wolverine would have to say? I mean, about Sabretooth being locked away like he was.
Well,
You
it
know?
depends if he's mind warped too. If he started, he's gonna be like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Then again,
Like
he
they're
probably-
all. I'm sorry, Brant.
No,
Just
that's
real
good.
quick. They all seem to be mesmerized by Krakoa. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like Emma Frost, as soon as she saw Krakoa, she's like, I'm on board. And it's like it has this magical like appearance on. It's like when they go to Disney World for the first time, you're like, ooh, I'm going, I'm part of it. You know, and I feel like that place has an effect on the mutants.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's got a strong history with the mutants too. Isn't that where the first team got lost for a number of years? That's why Nightcrawler and Wolverine and all them came into play.
Giant size X-Men #1. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it very well could be something like that. He's just kind of manipulating all of them and kind of creating his own nation there, and they're not aware. That's definitely a strong theory.
It's just when you see Jean Grey sharing a drink with Emma Frost after all the shit she did with Cyclops, you kind of got a question.
I love that scene though, because they're not looking at each other, and then she looks over her shoulder past Jean at Scott. And it's just like something's up there. She's still got it for Cyclops. So
So Cyclops got
for some odd reason. I don't see what these two see in him, but
Jean, Jean works better with Wolverine anyway. So
they see different things. Jean sees the Boy Scout, and Emma sees what Scott became. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We get the last issue coming out tomorrow, and then we lead into those main books. So, but Michael never gave his actual number 5. He went to go get food. So you did? Oh, okay. Then I missed yours then.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Savage Avengers.
Oh, I did catch that one. Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Tevia, you don't know Emma like the rest of us, okay? She has a soft side.
I think
When she's a diamond.
Wait. I thought we all didn't like Emma.
I hate Emma.
I like Emma.
I like
I like
Emma.
Emma depending on who writes her. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, last time I think she was written well was her one shot was really good. And then Kelly
Never liked
Thompson wrote a really good Emma Frost as well. So
It was several years ago. There was a mini series, and Greg Horn did the covers for it. And actually, it was
pissed with them. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it wasn't a mini series. I'm sorry, it lasted like 17 issues or something like that. But
not forgettable, I guess.
Yeah, no, but it was good because it was her whole origin story from a teenage girl and how she became who she is.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good series.
Oh wait, is that like the one that I have a poster up that says that she's on the streets, and it's like I forgot, I can't see the sign because I have tall figures, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Can you see it all the way where my shelf, my red shelf is?
Yeah. Nope.
No.
If you can't see it, how are we gonna see it?
No, I can see the
You
picture. I can't see.
have
I could see the picture. I can't see the sign because the sign's at the bottom of the poster, and I have figures standing in front of the sign.
Well, Tevia says go Scott and Jean Grey. So I think he's coming from a shipper point of view. Like I get from Jean Grey fans, like you're not gonna like Emma because she is that part of that love triangle. But I think if you like look past all that, she's such a good bitch. I'm sorry, she really is.
Wow. Okay.
I'd be okay if Krakoa opened up and kept her like Sabretooth. I'd be okay with that.
What?
Crazy.
We need more
I
Emma.
would rather have a
She's-
Dazzler ongoing series than an Emma Frost.
Oh wow! I would.
Whoa.
No.
I mean, me too. But
No,
I'll take
I feel
Dazzler.
like
I'll
both
take
of
Emma
them.
over Dazzler
I
any
will
day.
take.
Dazzler was in that issue.
Yeah,
She was.
Yeah,
in
she was. Partying
She's making
up.
all the cool fireworks.
That's
she
pretty
does.
much what she does.
That's what she did.
She sings
All right,
and
let's.
part of the party.
All right, so let's move forward to the next book that we're talking about. I didn't even know this came out this week, and I had no intention of reading it. But Legion of Superheroes Millennium issue 2. I'm surprised you guys continued to read this. Who read it?
Two
I think
I read
pages.
it.
Brandon,
The
Chris.
rest was
Yeah.
garbage. I'm not bothering.
I thought it was better than the first issue, but the
It's
whole
not
thing.
saying much.
I know it's not really, but I mean the whole thing is about Rose, right? And you finally see the Legion on the last page.
No, that sucks.
Yeah, on the last page, she shows up and she says, "I got to talk to you guys," and that's basically how it ends. But the one thing I did like about the issue was you saw who would become Booster Gold.
Who's that?
I mean, he was a security guard at the museum, and he was like trying to flirt with her, and he was looking at all the tech, and he was like, we could travel back in time, we could be like these superheroes and stuff. And then as she walks away, he's like, I could do that.
The beginning of Booster Gold, that was the only good part of that whole book.
Yeah, it was the only good thing.
I stopped. After that, I stopped reading the book after that. I just couldn't.
Yeah, I read the whole thing. It wasn't, but
I'm
that
sorry,
part
Brent.
I liked. Yeah,
I'm sorry, Brent.
Me too.
I'll read issue 1 of Legion of Superheroes, but I didn't need to read this because I knew it wasn't going to be the Legion of Superheroes. But I'll give the other one a shot.
It had nothing to do with them.
I just can't. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
The whole thing was Rose's story. That's what these 2 issues were.
So was the Naomi issue. I mean,
it's so just Legion of Superheroes first arc.
And she's not that they're not that interesting in my opinion. I've never liked them very much at all.
Yeah. I don't like the direction, and it has nothing to do with Rose Thorn. I'm okay with that character. I love that character. I'm not okay with the way Bendis is writing Legion of Superheroes in whole. So I'm not wasting my time. I just can't. I'm not gonna like it. I don't want to read something that I'm just gonna trash on every week it comes out.
I agree with that. I'll give issue 1 a try. If I hate it, I will not pick up more.
I won't
I'm not giving it a try.
Because Mike is on your side, Chris.
I won't be surprised, Kat, if it's on your chopping block the week it comes out.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I would be surprised if it's in my top 5. That I would be surprised.
Yeah, I would be shocked.
We'll see.
Brand, it'll be on your chopping block too. Watch.
We'll see. Probably.
Maybe not. You give it a couple of issue tries.
But
true. Legion of Superheroes is a book. It's their characters that I can never get into them. I keep trying them over and over and over again. So
gotcha.
We'll see.
All right. So we're going to move on to our number 4 books. If viewers want to put their number 4, you're more than welcome to. My number 4 was the book we just talked about. Definitely not Legion of Superheroes, but House of X.
Scared me. Oh God! Woo.
It's like I loved it so much that
House of X was my number 4 this week. So, Michael, what was your number 4 this week?
A book that I already talked about, Transformers Ghostbusters, issue number 5.
All right. What about you, Kat?
the book we already talked about, Absolute Carnage, the Immortal Hulk, issue 1.
Ooh, nice. You actually liked it better than I did.
I liked the story a lot. Yeah. It was a 3.5-star book, so maybe not, but
but
better than the other ones. Yeah.
What about Mr. Fowler?
Mine was when we talked about Ghost Rider #1.
I thought that was gonna be higher for you, Brett.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to my number 5 and say it was Contagion issue #1. I was surprised. I was very surprised with this issue. I wasn't expecting to like it. I mean, anything that Marvel's throwing out an issue a week for 5 weeks on, you got to question that, especially when you've got Absolute Carnage and they've got a lot of double ups and events that are every other week. So I went into this with, okay, it's going to have the Fantastic Four, street level heroes, kind of like the Netflix kind of deal with the Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Fantastic Four is the only like out there kind of group. So I went into this with like okay, let's see what happens. And then I was surprised by it. I mean, a contamination, thus the title, breaks out in Manhattan. I forget how it started, though. God, why can't I remember how it started? Brett, you told me on the Chris and Brand show. How did
the guys?
It starts in Kunlun.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Kunlun. Iron Fist.
Kunlun, right. It came out of Kunlun. Thank you. And it slowly takes over New York. The Fantastic Four get involved. And slowly, each and every one of them gets contaminated, except for the Thing. And they try to get this first infected, and he gets away in the end. And you see Donny gets involved towards the very end of the issue, and it leads into issue #2. I'm very interested in seeing where this goes now. I was very surprised for a first issue. I don't know how everybody else felt. Did everybody else read issue #1?
I did. I liked it. I thought it was good as well. Very much a huge setup issue. I'm interested in I want to see. I love the part when the whole world falls apart, and I love the part when all the people get infected. That's the best part for me. And then I want to see how they come up and they resolve the situation. I liked the book. I thought it was good. I liked the artwork. However, for a book that is darker, I don't know. I felt like the colors shouldn't have been as vibrant as they were. I thought maybe they could have been a little bit darker, but the artwork was good. I liked it. It just, the colors were, I felt like a little bit off to me, but it's a cool story. Yeah. And we'll see where it goes. And I like how it focuses more on the street level characters a little bit more. So
I wonder if they went brighter to counter DCeased, which is much darker.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, Chris, I really like this too. I was surprised by it. This is my number 6. It was not a book that I was expecting to like at all, and it was really good. I love that the Thing is the one that's not infected, and he's kind of the one that has to lead the charge to save everybody. It's gonna be interesting.
I like the beginning of it though too, where he's getting kitty litter, and he's like, "Dude, why is there so many brands of kitty litter? All my cat does is he needs to poop. What do I care?" It was so funny. That was awesome. So yeah, cool book. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Good setup issue. All right, so who's left to go here? I think everyone went because it was so quick, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna move on. Let's talk about some more big books this week, I guess. We talked about Ghost Rider already this week, and so Justice League issue 33. I didn't read it. I don't think Kat reads it, so I'm assuming that Chris and Brant read it.
Yes.
And I do want to put a sidebar. Yes, I am the one who picks these books every week, but I try to make them the actual big books, not just the ones I just read.
Well,
obviously.
I think Justice League technically right now is the big book. Because,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the JSA moments and stuff like that. So it has to be a big book.
It was crazy. They fused together the Anti-Monitor, the Monitor, and
the World Forger.
And the World Forger.
Yeah. What was it? It was an Ultra Monitor or
Ultra Monitor, Ultra,
or something like that. Ultimate Monitor or something like that.
Yeah.
They merged into one being. So to counter Nyx, and then of course they got all the teams spread across time to find the totality fragments to bring back that full power to take on not Nyx, Perpetua. I'm getting my
I was gonna
goddesses mixed up. Yeah. Perpetua.
Yeah.
Yes. Nyx was in the Marvel book. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it was an interesting story.
What about the JSA part, Brent? That was one of my favorite parts. I liked the JSA part.
The JSA part was cool. I like the conversation between John Stewart and Alan Scott about the Green Lantern Oath and what it actually means and that kind of stuff. Alan Scott said it was more introspective as opposed to literal, which I thought was an interesting take on the Oath. And the stuff with Lex Luthor fusing with, he's fused with the Martian Manhunter, and they're trying to pull that out of him. And Shiara she can't do her part. She just wants to take Luthor out because she's mad because she's lost John and all this stuff. So there was some interesting stuff that happened in this issue. It was actually a pretty good issue.
1 million was also good. I liked that moment, but I have to say that my absolute favorite was when Kamandi bumped into Beyond, the entire Justice League from Beyond.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Man, that was good.
Yeah, and he was like, "What do we need to beat him? More justice."
More justice.
That was cool. That was cool.
Good justice of Batman.
Terry McGinnis is back.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. You guys, I mean, did you guys like it overall? I guess.
Yeah,
it seems
very
like
wordy, but I liked it.
Yeah,
okay.
This was one of the better issues of this arc. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's our little Justice League talk. And now we get ready for the main event, because the book that I'm not going to talk about, but I know somebody else will talk about it, that likes wrestling, which is Chris and Brant.
And Michael,
maybe Michael.
I read it too. I'm sure Michael read it too.
WWE SmackDown Live special.
I read it.
Oh, that was a good first issue. I don't like SmackDown though. But I'm reading the backstory.
I love the issue with the Becky Lynch story.
Yes,
it was just like the one story about the new SmackDown that was happening, and then the Iconics was so annoying in this issue. Oh God, I thought they were annoying
in this issue they're annoying in person.
Oh my God, it's like Iconics just to be on TV. They are so annoying, and they were trying to help her with all these other things, and then she's trying to. She meets with all the legends who are getting with the new SmackDown. I really enjoyed this issue. Definitely. I mean, and I liked also, Brand, I'm sure you like this too, the New Day when
Yes.
Kingston, then we're trying to get to the Staples Center. And
Yeah, Brand mentioned that on the Chris and Brand show.
Yeah.
you can walk like 5 miles. Oh,
It's right there. Yeah.
I
My favorite
hysterical when I saw that part.
My favorite part of that scene was the cabbie saying, "I've got a mixtape," and he pops in and it's Kofi's old music. That's SOS, and Kofi's like, "Seriously, dude." It's like, yeah, it was hilarious.
And that is in Brand's panels. If you want to vote, in the description.
It was good though. I mean, Becky Lynch
panels.
Becky Lynch standing on a chair to go face to face with the Big Show, who's 7 feet tall, and
he was nothing but nice to her.
So nothing but nice to her. Like you've done a great job, Becky. And he's like, oh, I don't know what to say anymore. It was good. It was this nice transition as they
answer your question how I could hate the Iconics. They're annoying,
but
completely.
But they are the future, and the future is iconic.
No, the future is elite. That's what the future is.
I agree, but yeah, that's what they say though.
Brian, no. No.
So more wrestling talk on this show. You're welcome.
There we go.
The future's right here.
Oh my God.
Oh,
he's already got a shirt.
And
hell yeah, I already got a shirt. I got several.
Well, you got
several.
One.
All right, so we're going to move on to our number 3 pick.
Okay.
That's why you guys have a wrestling.
That's right. I keep saying that. Nobody.
Right? Yeah. All right. So,
Angel Halo.
Getting into our number 3, Tevia has a number 3, and he says Lois Lane number 4. While I still maintained I hate my favorite character, John Kent Superboy, being aged up to a teenager because of stupid reasons.
Wait, I thought that was his number 4.
I gotta admit the conversation betwing mother and I think he just wanted to highlight this particular book. I honestly think
I don't know who it wasn't me.
I didn't. Yo, that was you, Chris. It wasn't me.
How did I do it? My hands are down.
No, it wasn't me, and it wasn't Brad.
No, it was me. I did it.
Oh, you did it, Brad. Okay,
I did it because I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Let's just to highlight SM Down's comment. If you think monetizing his wedding is gonna bring him all the wedding money, you're dead wrong. He might get $1
at most.
All right, so number 3, actually. So my number 3 was another book that we just talked about. Was it WWE? But it was Agent issue 1. Yes. So that was mine. Kat, what was your number 3?
A book that no one's gonna talk about, and that's Future Foundation issue 3.
Oh my God!
That book that's gonna get
the canceled book.
I'm still reading it. Yeah, I mean, this was kind of a low week for me. Besides the 2 books I enjoyed, which was my 1 and 2, it was a 3.5-star book, but let's hope not.
Oh no,
no. But yeah, I enjoyed this issue because we get a little bit of Ricky's background, which is cool, and that's the part I liked. So I like the artwork. I think it's getting a little better. And, it's ending, and that's sad. But I like Julie and Ricky. Hopefully they end up together. People read that. I do. Like I said, guys, Ricky and Julie forever. Woo! Not really. Like, literally, they've interacted. I'm, like, really latching on for Julie to be happy.
Who I've ever heard.
Because I'm, like, latching on for Julie to be happy. She needs a girlfriend. She needs a boyfriend. She needs somebody. And Carolina's just making her depressed. So if Ricky has to be that person, let's do it. We have 2 more issues. Let's see if it happens.
It's bad. They could even make this, like, get it to issue 4, man. I mean, I know we talked about this, but
it's going to issue 5.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought they would be canceled at issue 2.
So it got canceled before pre-orders went to issue 2. So there's going to be 5 issues, though.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Don't worry, you got 2 more times for me to talk about Future Foundation with you.
That's when I dropped it after issue 1. So
yeah, me too.
Yo, Julie Power forever. If she wasn't in this book, I would have dropped it. I wouldn't even picked it up, honestly. I think I would have. No, I like Alex too, so I would have picked it up for him. But
I would take that page in Marvel 1001 over that whole series.
that was a good page. It was a good page.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna make a Power Pack series. That's my hope.
I'd be fine with that as long as it doesn't look like Future Foundation.
Yeah, hopefully it's the art from Marvel Comics 1001.
Yeah. I like that last panel on that page
Mm-hmm.
the most. But go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
All right, sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
He meant to cut me off because he doesn't want me to talk about Future Foundation anymore.
We don't want to hear about Future Foundation, the book that's being canceled because it sold 20 copies of the first issue, and we bought four of them.
I was all 20 copies right here.
I bought a copy.
That's true. So 25 copies, guys.
And now went into my resale box. That's for sure.
Oh,
Right as soon as I got done reading it, I'm like, nope, I'm not keeping this.
so sad.
Yeah, not really though. All right, Michael.
Next garage sale.
Yeah.
I want to know number 3.
My number 3 book is actually The Punisher issue number 16.
Is it because it's lower that you're saying actually, or is it?
No, I'm saying he wants to know, and I'm saying
Oh,
actually.
I thought you mean like, oh, it's a surprise.
No. And the reason, I mean, the Punisher is being very teaming up lately because this one is where he teams up with Ghost Rider because he wants to get to like Fix Tower to actually save Rachel because Rachel was kidnapped by Zumo and the Hell Hydra people. So I liked how when Frank was facing Zemo and he like unmasked him and everything, and when Ghost interfered throughout the whole match, you know, of the both of them facing each other, I thought that was the end right there. But luckily for that, he got out of that and. Zumo, I felt a little bit bad for Zumo because he was actually trying to escape that Frank wouldn't kill him when he went to Wilson Fisk, and Fisk betrays him while Ghost just zaps him into disappearance, basically killing him. If that makes any sense. And when the Punisher was going to actually behead Fisk, Nick Fury actually comes in with his whole team. And, you know, we thought that they were going to, you know, what's that? Frank doesn't team up, he just kidnaps the heroes. He needs to get the job done. That's true. I mean, that's what the Punisher does. But long story short, though, Black Widow thought that she killed the Punisher, but they didn't find anybody.
Like, oh wait, I'm still dead. Oh wait, I guess I'm not. I'm back.
But see, this is what gets me really on my seat, though. Like when Nick Fury says that if Frank Castle should be alive, and Fury states if he is, both of them talking next time won't be that friendly. So that leaves it to like a foreshadowing, and it's to be continued right there. I have to say that was a really good issue, especially a fight between the Punisher and Zemo. But we don't have to worry about Zemo because Ghost zapped him away.
Huh? He's gone?
Yeah.
Zemo's gone? That's it? He's
That's
dead
it,
forever?
yeah.
And forever. We will never see
gone.
Zemo again in any book.
Until he shows up in the Captain America book.
Nah, he won't be there. He's gone.
Yep.
He'll show up in an all new, all different Marvel book.
Oh,
As a
God.
hero.
Oh.
All new, all different 2.0.
Oh God.
Decapitated anymore.
I'm sure like 10 years from now, that'll be like nostalgic and be like, remember all new, all different?
I
Us
know,
too.
right?
Let's
Yeah.
relaunch it.
No.
Shit,
Same,
that
man.
shit's almost 10 years ago. It's getting close to.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
anniversary
forget that.
time.
All right, Brant, what do you got? What's yours? What's your number 3?
My number 3 is what issue is it? Runaways number, what is it, 25?
25, yeah.
25. I thought this was a good issue. Better than the past few for me, which it is Runaways is that series that I think Kat and I kind of always disagree on too.
We agree on this issue though.
Yeah, on this issue, but
Yeah.
usually I don't enjoy them quite as much as
Yeah, I agree. I think it depends on which character is centered. I think in recent issues, like I've obviously enjoyed Carolina and Nico, so I've enjoyed that aspect. But I know you like Molly and Gert a bit more, and they've been to the side. But I think this is definitely something they needed to rejuvenate for the book because it had been a bit on a standstill plot-wise, which, again, I don't mind because it's more of a character-driven book.
Right.
But as a comic fan, you do want some plot going on. So it's kind of cool to see this guy who's this LA superhero for like 20 years and be like, hey, I know your parents are evil and you guys have been doing good stuff. Like, let's team up. But he's also an adult, so do you trust him? And I like that they're like going down the route of maybe superheroes, and Carolina keeps screwing up and she cries a lot in this issue, which, you just got to feel bad for the girl. She's trying to do good and it just never works out for her.
No, I like this issue too. And obviously we know that they're going to be superheroes because there's that whole change of direction and the costumes and all that. But yeah, it's like you said, you want more than them just sitting around the new hostel or whatever you want to call it, their canyon, just talking all the time. And that seemed to be what it was doing for a long time. And I was kind of getting bored of that. So I'm kind of glad they introduced this. But I love the little things that they threw in here, like Victor catching the Gert tattoo on Chase's torso and stuff like that. And then, Molly just getting so excited that they're going to be superheroes, and Gert's just like frowning because that's not what she wants, obviously. And all this, there was just these little notes, and the sacrifice of the teddy bear still trying to feed Gib, poor guy. And just there was a lot.
They're all just really poor people in this issue. I mean,
They
especially Gib and Carolina.
Yeah, but there was a lot to love. Just those little touchstones throughout the issue, and finally getting some direction to go somewhere. And then so
I'm excited to see where they take it. Chris was spotlighting this question. Do you think any of the Runaways are ready for a solo book? If I had to pick one, like if someone really was going to get a solo book, I would say Nico, because I think she has the most development. But I would love a Nico Carolina like romance book. That'd be fun because I don't think there's enough romance books out there. Other than that, no. I mean, like if we're being completely serious, like Nico probably, but I could see her lasting 5 issues. I think a Runaways book is what we need and what we got.
Yeah, I could even see a Carolina, Carolina, whatever the heck her name is.
It is Carolina, like from what people from comics always have said. I don't know why they changed it to Carolina. I don't mind like when people say Carolina. I don't.
Yeah, I like her as Carolina. I think it sounds better. But anyway, I think Carolina could have like a really short miniseries, like a 3-issue or something.
Yeah.
I don't think she could carry a full one by herself right now, at least. Maybe in the future. But yeah, I agree with you, Nico.
I knew what's so disappointing that I promise we'll move on. The one reason I wish they could have done with Future Foundation, and I think I've mentioned this before, I loved if they went to Zavin's home planet and Carolina's home planet, and Julie sees Carolina. Be like, what's going on? Why is she on this planet? I think that would have been really cool. But obviously that's not going to happen, but that would have been a cool story.
All right. Any other Runaways talk?
I'm good.
Michael, don't you want to talk about Runaways?
He needs to read it, man. Gotta check it out. This is a good jumping on point. Actually, it's a horrible jumping on point.
A horrible jumping on point, but jump on. I guess
jump on, man.
Just jump in. It's like jump into the deep end of the pool and see if you can sink or swim.
Yeah. Like, why does this dude have a tattoo of this girl? Find out in this issue.
What do you got, Chris?
DCeased issue number 5. I loved this issue. Flash gets infected. Long story short, a lot of other superheroes get infected at the same time. We lose a lot of heroes in this book, and then to stop Flash. And we did the spoiler alert. So, and again, this is an Elseworld story anyway. Superman makes the ultimate sacrifice to stop Flash, who's running around at super speed, infecting everyone at literally 0.1 seconds. So Superman stops him, but in stopping him at super speed, pieces of Flash end up merging with Superman. And because he takes the time out to say goodbye to everyone, he doesn't get far enough away from Earth and gets infected. And that's when as the book says, all hope dies. To be concluded.
It's freaking awesome. Tom Taylor is like the master of Elseworld stories, man. It's like, for me, when I read this one, it almost had not quite the same impact, but this was the emotional impact that I was looking for, like how that first issue was in Justice. It just took longer to get there, right? And
this is
so
literally the penultimate issue. So we got one more issue to
and then but then then they're doing that ongoing series after that. So I don't know.
Ongoing?
Whatever, I don't know if it is or not, but I think it was going to.
I know they have another series. It's like a big Barda.
Right.
I think it might have already started.
No, that was a one shot. It was just a one shot. Yeah.
Yeah, another book. Yeah, so they're definitely expanding it. I like this issue definitely more than the other ones, but I still don't like the art. And I get that it's supposed to look like that because it's like post-apocalyptic, but I think the pencils could be a lot neater. And again, it does take a while to get there. Like I like the Superman parts a lot, but the Flash stuff was good, I guess, but I didn't like it until we got to that ending. And it's the penultimate issue. I feel like it's also a little bit too late at this point because like, where's the story going?
Right. Who knows? I guess we'll find out in the next issue. Good emotional moments though. That was for sure. And I like seeing the part where it's like, oh yeah, the heroes are doing great, you know? And then the whole scene with Lois, how she jacks Lex Luthor in the face. I thought that was really good. And you know, she's like, oh yeah, we need your mind and not being an asshole. And then she goes to John and she's just like, yeah, violence doesn't prove anything. And then he goes, yeah, kind of proves something there, you know, when he was talking to Davey. So there's good moments in that particular book.
And Damian's Batman, by the way, also.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I wish that there were more moments like that. Like Kat said, it took a very long time to get to a point where it's like, oh, well, now I like it, you know, and now it's about to end. So we'll see what happens going forward with it and then the ongoing series. But for me, I love this book this time around. So it's good stuff. I'm glad you liked it, Chris.
You guys know I don't read DCeased. I didn't like the first issue, so I stopped reading it. But all of you were like, you got to check this out. Check out this issue because it's really good and something happens and all this stuff. So I did look through it and I read the Superman scene, and that was a really powerful, really well-written scene. I agree with you guys completely. This was really good. So that's all I wanted to add.
Cool.
And that's coming from someone who didn't like the series. So there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing him fly to space as the tears are still rolling down his eyes, and then he just gets infected. It's him trying to fight it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, so that is everybody's number 3, correct? Everybody went. Yep. All right. Awesome. And so, what were you gonna say, Kat?
I was gonna say literally all the big books in this next category we already talked about. So.
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah, we did. Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking ahead to the next one.
We talked about Young Justice.
So that's the next category. So we do number 2, and then we'll do.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's go to our number 2 then.
We also have a new commenter.
Yep.
Oh, what's up, Violent George?
Yeah.
Violent George. Don't be too violent.
Doesn't solve anything, Lois Lane says right before she punches Lex in the face.
Oh, it's
And wrestling is violent too.
Just like that. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So nice. Anyway, going on to our number 2, right? That's the way I said.
Yeah,
yes.
So we're on number 2, and then we'll do the last set of big books.
Yeah. So my number 2 was the book we did talk about was Immortal Hulk. So mine was Immortal Hulk issue 24. And so I'll go to Brant this time. What is yours?
House of X, number 6. We already talked about.
All right. So we talked about that one too. Chris, what is your number 2?
My number 2, we already talked about. Birthright issue number 40.
Okay. Catherine.
I'm breaking the trend. Okay. Dead Eyes issue 1.
I knew that was going to be yours.
Yeah, I really like this book, and honestly, I was not going to pick this up. Originally, I was making the big list, and I'm like, oh, this is a new number 1. Let me read the description. like, oh, this sounds kind of interesting. I guess I'll read it. I'm not picking up that much. We have another new commenter, Big Will. Welcome. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. It's about this guy who's like an ex-vigilante, more Punisher type. And, you know, his wife is sick. She's disabled. And it seems like she did work with him. It seems like there's little hints to it. And now he's working at this Walmart and he sees this guy is going to kill someone. He's like, all right, got to get back into the suit. And he's like infamous. Like they're talking about him on the TV and all that and saying, oh, it's been 20 years since we've seen Dead Eyes. And he finally comes back and he defeats this guy who's kidnapped these kids. And, you know, he's back. And the wife finds out immediately, which is really cool because that never happens in comics. She finds out saying, you went out and did this, and she gets a stroke. So a lot of crazy stuff happened in this one issue, and I thought it was really gritty. It honestly reminds me a bit of Kill or Be Killed or The Violent. It's someone you want to root for, even though he's not a completely great guy. So yeah, I enjoyed this issue a lot, and I'm definitely getting issue 2. I actually got it print at New York Comic Con. That's how much I enjoyed it. I read it digitally originally. And
so my shop didn't get this comic in because they said it was a reprint of Dead Rabbit, and that came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they kind of like re-released it because that particular issue got, I don't know, it got sued for the titles or something like that. And so they said it was a reprint, so they weren't going to get it in. So that's why I never read it, because my shop just didn't get it in because it was something that I guess that I had already came out. Because one of the guys that work at the shop told me that, and I was like, oh, really? So yeah, that's why I didn't get a chance to read it, but it sounds really good.
I think you really like it too. Yeah, I recommend reading it digitally or something, or hopefully your shop gets it in, because it was, especially you, Mike. I think it's totally up your alley.
Yeah,
it's really cool. I have to look into it being in reprint or not. I thought this was like a completely new.
Yeah,
series.
it's from what I heard, it's from a book that was called Dead Rabbit, and it came out a couple of months ago, and they couldn't bring out issue 2 for whatever the reason. So I don't know if you want to look at research on that, but that's what they told me. So
yeah, I'm looking it up now. There was a recall on it. Yeah,
interesting. So they just changed the name. But it looks like a different book though.
It's not though.
You're right. It's not. It's same creators.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah, but the art looks different. No, it doesn't. The preview looks the same.
Right. It was just that the description is the same. A prolific Boston stick-up man and hoodlum who disappeared. Yeah. The whole thing. So interesting. I didn't know it was a reprint either. I did read this and I enjoyed it as well. I couldn't figure out where I wanted to put it in my rankings. I was like, did I like it this good, this well? I just couldn't figure it out, so it didn't make my top 5. I did really enjoy it, and for all the reasons, I do get the kind of kill or be killed vibe a little bit, except for you're not dealing with the psychosis here. You're dealing with a completely different kind of thing, which I still found interesting that he's like not really. Kind of like Kill or Be Killed, he's not really on either side of the law, and they kind of mentioned that in the story too. It was like,
right,
sometimes he was going after cops, sometimes he was going after bad people, and in this particular issue, he went after somebody really bad. So, yeah, interesting stuff. I'll definitely get the second issue.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see where that goes. And again, like I was really interested to see the connection with the wife, because like, how did she end up in the wheelchair? How did she get sick? Because and how does she know about all this?
Yeah.
Like, were they partners in the past or whatever? So I'm really curious about that.
Yeah,
cool.
I agree.
All right, so I went, Kat went, right? That's all that went so far.
Michael, I think, is the only one who left because everyone else had. Doubles, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my number 2 book is Sonic the Hedgehog, issue number 21. This starts off where Tails finds a cure for Sonic with the Zombot thing that he has. And Tails tries to find it by using his speed data, meaning that Sonic has to keep running and running and not stop at all. So that way he could find a cure for that. Also, he finds out about how the evacuation is going for the people that are trying to not be invaded by the Zoom bots. And I like the whole Tangle and Whisper being shown ever since that miniseries came out, because now I understand both of their stories a little bit more. And when Tails does find a cure for the Zombots, the other Zombots like destroy the electricity as he was uploading it, and wanted to help Tangle and Whisper because they were the only ones that can fight him off. And with all that fighting that happened and everything, just to get to the ending point, Tails hears that from Amy that the Restoration HQ, which was their hugest headquarters, has fallen with almost everyone in it. And that was to be left as to be continued. Really great issue, nonetheless. I really find Sonic the Hedgehog as a fun read and something for everyone else to read too if they want.
All right. Very good. All right. So, I hear us typing here.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So, all right. We're going to move on. Now, everyone gave their number 2. So, we'll go on to a couple other big books before we move on to the number 1 book. We talked
One
about
that's our title.
Yeah. First, we'll talk about this one. Spider-Verse, issue 1.
Man,
Oh
oh man, that
Man.
book was not good.
That was bad.
That was not what I
really
expected.
There was a slap in the face towards the end of the book where it's like, why didn't you call Pete? Why'd you call me? And it's like, he's old, we're young, we're the new face that runs the place. And it's like,
But it's crazy because it's a continuation, right, Chris?
Yes.
It's a continuation off of the last Spider-Verse series,
Yeah.
and Annie Mae is missing, and she's the web of life, and we got to go after her, And it's just like, and they tried to do this cool thing by bringing Spider-Man going through all these different Spider-Verse areas, and it just didn't work. It was so bad.
Not. Like, I'm getting pulled from here to here. What? Oh, I can't help you. Sorry, gotta go. Yeah, and the way it was marketed and everything, you felt like it was going to be tied into the movie.
Yeah,
right?
which would have been really cool. So I'm like, oh, cool, they're continuing the movie story. That's why I picked it up.
Right.
Look at the cover. It is the movie. It's the movie artwork. So it's deceiving.
It was a bait and switch.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Exactly. I feel bad I actually got it physically.
What?
They showed it that way. Like when that miniseries was announced, they said, "Oh, it's going to tie into the movie." Like I remember.
I thought so. Yeah, that's what I remember too.
Nope, went right to the comic.
Yeah, so it was like Mike said. It was straight out of the Spider-Verse comics that we read before, and yeah, it just was not a good story. The no cohesion at all. Just jumping back and forth. Just say, hey, here's this Spider character. Here's that Spider character, and then one everybody loves Spider-Punk. You just we're gonna leave him too. Just go on.
No, it was so bad.
It was
so
disappointing. Yeah.
Not getting that next issue, that's for sure.
No.
Nope.
I'm done. I'm sorry. When you basically say, yeah, we're the new generation and we're pushing all the old stuff. Yeah, we mean more. No, I'm done. Nope, you lost me. No, thank you.
All right. So the next book that we're going to talk about, and this was the title of our show. We're finally getting to that part. Is Young Justice issue? What are we on? Issue 9.
Yeah.
Right. So in this particular issue, we get the origin tale, basically of Teen Lantern, and we find out that she gets that backpack like gauntlet thing that fits on your hand, and that was from the New 52 storyline when Hal Jordan stole that device. So that's where that came from. And you're like, so really that's where we're getting that story. Like nothing was, I felt different or new or original for that.
A backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. What disappointed me about it was the way they were selling the character was she was really smart. She hacked this technology and all this stuff. And then you find out it's just this device that she found in a junkyard.
Yeah, looked like an Xbox.
Somebody was dying, and I took his device, and apparently the device clicks into the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, That was
Ooh.
yeah.
She just doesn't have a personality, which is sad because I feel like a lot of Bendis's books, especially those issue ones, do. Like Naomi has, her personality sparks right away. Miles, Jessica, even Riri to a point, especially issue one. This man, like Teen Lantern, just has nothing. There's nothing there, and the stuff I liked was everything but Teen Lantern. Honestly, like I liked that part of the story, but I could care less about her origins.
I mean, I like the similarities between her and Hal. The same kind of thing, that dying Green Lantern, and she gets but it was just, it didn't have the same heart. So.
No,
I agree.
I just don't think it does, because it's like you've seen it. Like, it's exactly the same way. Instead of getting a ring, now she gets a backpack, and the backpack was already introduced. I said it before, it looked like an Xbox. It was lying on the ground at first, and I didn't realize that was going to be her thing. And I'm like, what's that thing laying next to the Green Lantern? Looks like an Xbox. That's exactly what I said. And when I was reading it, and then I was just so disappointed from it. But I remember when Bendis did introduce Riri really didn't have much of a personality either.
Yeah.
Right.
Issue one, I felt like she did, though, because of the death Celeste. Maybe not personality, but at least exciting incidents. Because you had the friend that died, and then you had the stepdad that died.
No, not that, Kat. When she was introduced in Iron Man, before she had her own series.
Before her own series. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
I agree with the comment below from Sweet Exorcist. Instead of Teen Lantern, why didn't we get Halo or Bunker back? I would accept both over Teen Lantern.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially Halo, not as much, but because it's a very different character from the Young Justice show. But Bunker, like a lot of people liked him. Honestly, the one thing that people liked about the New 52 series was Bunker, so why not bring him back?
And hello, Joshua.
Yes. Hey.
Yeah, Joshua, what's up, bud? All
But
right,
no,
I
just didn't care. I didn't care about Teen Lantern's origin. This book was an easy skip to the middle or the end once the origin was over, because it was just a mix mash of her origin and then going back to Earth 3, where they're fighting the evil Young Justice, and now they're not going to leave until they wipe the floor and erase these evil censored word from existence. Yay!
That's right.
So much.
So we weren't happy with Young Justice, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No.
And then you still got the whole situation with Robin gushing over Batwoman, and she's like, "I'm not Stephanie.
I'm
not
your
sure.
Stephanie.
Get over it." Yeah.
Like, but you look so much
like her.
Yeah.
Loser.
Dude.
They don't know. No one knows how to write that relationship at all. Either Stephanie's gushing too much about Tim, or Tim's gushing too much about Stephanie.
Yeah.
We do have a
All right,
question. From Joshua. I love Deathstroke. How about you guys? I'm literally the only one reading it here. So
I like the
that
character.
I like the character.
Yeah.
I like Rose.
She likes the family members.
I do. I like everyone but Deathstroke.
All right,
Grant
so
hates Deathstroke so much. He's like, I'm gone. No, he said, be right back.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out. Well, let's go to our number one in the meantime. So, you guys probably already know that by now, based off of my panels of the week, but mine was DCeased issue 5, and we definitely talked about that book. Kat, what was your number one?
Mine was Runaways issue 25. So I already talked about it.
We definitely talked about that.
Yep.
Chris, what was yours?
The conclusion to Batman TMNT Volume 3. Loved it. Crisis on Infinite Batman TMNT. You had TMNT teams throughout time. You had Batman throughout different times teaming up to fight against Krang Anti-Monitor. They defeat Krang Anti-Monitor. The worlds get set back the way they were, TMNT Batman or the DC Universe. And it was a wonderful, awesome new volume to Batman TMNT. If you missed it, I would definitely recommend checking it out in trade. I loved it. I thought it was a great conclusion. I hope we get a volume 4.
Cool deal. So Tevia's number 5 is DCeased. Or number 1 is, I got 5 in my brain. His number 1 is number 5 for DCeased. Great zombie story about the rest of the DC heroes trying to save the rest of humanity from the zombie story. But my God, that ending with Superman getting infected by the Flash was insane. And Sweet Exorcist number 1 is Justice League issue 33. All right. So, Michael, what was yours? Your number one?
Oh, book we already talked about WWE SmackDown.
SmackDown, baby. And Brant Fowler, where is your number one book of the week?
Is he back? No, he's still gone.
I'll come back for a
Oh,
second.
he's back.
Hey, see?
I'll have to step away again. But my number one is actually Fantastic Four, number 15, I think it is.
So, you remember that week when we said that me and Brant disagree?
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
it. No, I'm sorry.
All right. Now, this is the reason, though. I appreciate them flipping the script in this book. And it's started off last issue where they decide that they're going to rebuild the rocket and complete that first mission where they got the cosmic rays and they were never able to complete the mission. So this issue, though, they completely flipped the script where the story is told from the perspective of the world they're actually going to. And it's another world where all the people on it, well, a certain amount of people on it have been powered by these cosmic rays as well. And they've become that world's superheroes, the unparalleled. And so you're learning about their whole society and everything. And they have this legend of the Foretold, which is actually the Fantastic Four coming to destroy their world and everything. So when the Fantastic Four get there, you can't even understand what they're saying because to them, you're seeing it from their perspective. So they're speaking a foreign language and they just attack them and thinking that they're a threat. And so this whole fight, breaks out. And by the end, Johnny Storm is apparently promised to be the soulmate of this girl Sky. This is one of the heroes, and she claims that they know each other and all this stuff. So I just thought it was interesting that they flipped it around and told the story from the perspective of this world. So that's what I found most interesting about it.
I definitely like the story structure of it. I just didn't care about the characters at all. So when I was reading it, I was very bored. I'm just like, where's my Fantastic Four? And I love the emotional resonance, which was in the previous issues. I'm like, I didn't quite love it, but I mean, good for Dan Slott that he was experimental and tried it out.
Yeah, that's the main thing about it that appealed to me was the experimentation with it.
All right, and Brant, just to let the viewers know why he was off camera was because he was practicing his wrestling moves.
That's right.
Getting things ready. That's what he was doing.
Yep. He got his wrestling and everything ready.
So did everyone go for their number one?
Yes.
There we all go. All right. So I guess I'm going to pass it over now to Chris with our next segment.
Time for the chopping block. So we're going to go
That's
down
going to be
line.
Chris's move. The chop.
The chop!
And he will win no matches.
The chop I won't. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. If Brant wants to do it as one of his finishing moves where he just chops somebody right in the middle of their forehead, that's
that's it. Bah! You're done.
I only have one book this week that is on my chopping block, and we've already talked about it. I'm sure it's on most of our chopping block, and that's Spider-Verse.
That's mine.
Yeah, chop. It's chop.
That's mine as well. All the other ones were just like one shot, so I can't really.
So you're already dropping.
Yeah.
All right, so then everybody agrees except Michael, who probably doesn't have something to chop.
No.
There you go. So that's the chopping block.
Mike Spider-Slayer.
So if everyone wants to get Spider-Verse, this is the thing. Everyone want to cut Spider-Verse from the, give it on a chopping block. We all got to do this at the same time. Chop. Yeah.
Spider-Verse, you've been chopped.
You've been chopped.
You just made the list. The chopping list.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh jeez.
So
More
we have
wrestling.
cooking shows and wrestling shows.
We have exceeded our wrestling limit for this show.
Yeah.
2 hours ago.
Yeah.
And it's still going.
The next one that I wanted to drop is Ghost Rider. That's on my chopping block as well. I didn't like it. It gets the chop.
So we got some chops this week, guys. It's interesting that so far we've only been doing this for 2 weeks, but we've all had stuff that we're chopping. So yeah, we'll see next week what we'll chop.
DNGN, what are you gonna do when the goose gets loose, brother?
Ooh. Wow. I'm guessing that Brant just brings geese onto his.
You gotta finish with.
That's That's when he wins.
No.
Yeah.
Like, you see
That's my
somebody-
victory cry.
This guy, man, it all he kept doing was hitting me, going pong, pong, pong.
So you guys are only going to become wrestlers. You're not going to become UFC fighters. You guys are too
Ew,
chicken for that.
I ain't about
Yes.
chicken. I'm not
What do you mean ill feel?
Oh, UFC for me is
I'm-
more interesting than
I'm too pretty.
wrestling.
It's real. It's real.
I'm too pretty. I can't.
You don't want to get.
pretty.
You don't want,
You're too pretty. You can't just admit that it's just.
I'll be like the Miz, dude. Not the face, man. Come on.
I don't like
The only
you.
people that I know that joined UFC was Jason David Frank and Brock Lesnar.
I thought you meant like
Hmm.
personally.
And
I'm like,
Jack
that's pretty
Black.
cool, but I guess not personally. Ronda Rousey started out. Yeah, she started out there.
Yeah, she did start.
CM Punk did it for a bit.
We don't.
Oh, yeah,
talk-
that's right.
And he got chopped.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
exactly. CM Punk had put money down with his mouth that his body couldn't cash.
If you want more talk about UFC and wrestling, go check out Brandon Chris's
No,
wrestling.
we don't talk about that. We only talk about
You
AEW.
want to know more about
Hey,
UFC? Don't watch our podcast.
If you want to know more about UFC, go watch UFC.
Go watch Joe Rogan's podcast.
There you go.
All right. Back to the comics. Anyway, I'm going to pass it over to Brant, most anticipated.
Most anticipated. Well, and that's not what we call it anymore, Mike. But yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Key
issues.
Key. It says on the drive. It says key issues. Most
But that's to
anticipated.
remind us what it actually is.
Well, we should know that.
I know we should know.
Key
that.
issues that are coming out next week.
Yeah. So let's see.
Tomorrow.
We kind of already we talked a little bit about House of X. So Powers of X number 6, the final issue of this. It's one of the ones in the back that was marked as red, so it's supposed to be important. Something big is supposed to happen in this issue. I don't know what that's going to be because that's the series that jumps from timeline to timeline. So I don't know what timeline it's going to take place in. Does it involve Moira? What do you guys think?
I hope, because we haven't got enough of Mora.
I know, right?
Another child. Wolverine has a 5th child.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. I was reading a comment.
I was too. Sorry, I lost track of it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't
Powers
know
of
what
X.
it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know you were talking about that, but
Yeah.
you're saying something expected was big is going to happen. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's supposed to, because all the key issues with the series they marked with that red bar in the back. And this is one of them. Yeah.
I could not tell you. His shit's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Yeah.
You'll think one thing, it's going to be completely different, and then it will be like revealed in issue 20 of X-Men.
Yeah.
Right. Issue 50, man.
I just hope it's good. I hope it's worth I hope the payoff is worth the wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, let's see. We got Buffy the Vampire Slayer Hellmouth number 1.
Which review-wise on Comic Book Roundup, not doing so well so far. So I'm
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in this. I'm excited about it. First, obviously first crossover. The books are still pretty young in this version of them, but I don't know, the anticipation they built so far in the past few issues of both. It's just got me excited for it. So the last issue of Angel, they kind of hinted at him going there and then helping out and all that stuff. So I want to see how they handle it in this version of Buffy as opposed to what the TV show did.
I want to see Cordy and Angel. That's it.
Yeah, that too.
No, but I am interested. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do, and both series have been pretty cool. I've actually liked Angel more than Buffy as of recently. I think that's been more solid, but
yeah. And the first few issues of Buffy were really good, and then it just kind of
art changed. That was the difficulty of it. But
Yeah.
Angel, I shouldn't be surprised because I like Angel more as a series than Buffy, which is the strangest thing in the world. I know coming from my mouth, but I really do like Angel more. So
I never watched Angel, so I can't
oh
say.
shit, you gotta sit down and watch that.
I gotta get through Buffy first.
Shit, you gotta sit down and watch that.
It's that fourth. Keep telling you guys that fourth season killed me on Buffy. I just can't.
Honestly, like I would stop Buffy and go to Angel. I really would.
Yeah, I liked Angel. I watched the whole series of Angel. I enjoyed that.
Angel started when Buffy was in season what?
4.
4. So okay, so it's right there. Okay, so I actually could. So that
you really should. I think it's a more, I wouldn't say more consistent show because season 4 and 5 gets a little iffy, but seasons 1 through 3 is really, really good.
Gotcha.
Well, the reason why it ended was season 4 and 5.
Yeah.
All right, so Marvel Action Spider-Man #9. I know Michael is excited about that one.
I put that down.
Go ahead.
Anything you want to say?
No, I'm just saying, like, I like how with the Ghost Spider, Peter Parker, Spider-Man with Miles Morales, that they're still going at the Black Cat. So I'm going to be definitely looking forward to seeing how they're going to fight off against Black Cat and what's going to be up next along with Black Cat, who has stuff up her sleeve.
Yeah. I read the first issue of the series, and then I just always forget about it because it's not from Marvel. So I completely, it's off my radar. So, but I'm glad you're still enjoying it, Michael.
Yep.
All right, Contagion #2. We all, well, at least a few of us really liked the first issue, so hopefully they keep that up in issue 2.
I'm hoping.
You know who it's not a key issue for? Cat.
Yeah, it's in the dumpster for me. Sorry.
Are you really not coming back?
I didn't read the first issue.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm tired of the apocalyptic stuff.
I got you. No, I understand that.
No more infections.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Something I know you will be interested in: Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy #2.
Yeah, definitely excited for that. I mean, it's like the only thing from Heroes in Crisis that was solid for me. So I really enjoyed that first issue.
The first issue was good. I'm looking forward to it also. I just hope
Friends on a road trip.
Yeah, I just hope it'll be able to sustain itself and that it doesn't like just be all about humor the whole way. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's cool. Maybe Poison Ivy can find herself, I hope.
I thought I liked it okay, but I honestly don't remember anything that happened in it.
Me either. And I really like that issue.
Wow.
I just remember
hilarious.
liking their relationship. I don't remember how it ended.
Poison Ivy is like basically falling apart, and Lex Luthor comes to the doorstep, and Harley's like, "Oh, what did Luthor crap in a box and did all this stuff?" And he kind of like revitalized her, and now they came across this guy called the Floronic Man, and now they're going to go with him, I guess, and she's got to find herself like be part of the green some more, you know. Avatar of the Green. How I remembered all that shit, I have no idea.
Maybe
out of all those books that came out, huh?
Maybe I didn't even read it because I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, you should maybe go back and read it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's funny. All right, so moving on. I think we got 2. Stay in that same lane. Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity #1.
I'm stoked for this series. I sat through the Harley panel for work, and I'm like, all right, let's see what they got coming up because I'm not reading any Harley stuff besides the Poison Ivy stuff. And what I heard from this, it sounds bonkers. It's her working for the police as whatever she is, and it's her obsession with the Joker, but not out of love, but to like break him, to kind of like figure out who he is. And supposedly the author like talked to like chemists and people like that to like make a real murder mystery, and I thought that was really cool. So I'm really excited for it.
So is she like just Harleen in this, or not?
Yeah, so she's not really like Harley Quinn as we know. So yeah, it's kind of like Harleen. Gotcha. And she's gonna go crazy, I think, in a different way, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah,
gotcha.
That actually sounds really interesting to me. I didn't know what it was about, so I just wasn't even gonna. Yeah, if it's a murder mystery, you know me in murder mystery.
Yeah, I think you gotta pick it up. I'm hoping it's as good as its premise.
Yeah.
Wait, Wally West is behind it.
Like, bye.
What do you want to think about Flash? Oh, please, God.
All right, so we only got one more, and that is Amazing Spider-Man #31.
Sign me up.
So it continues the Kindred story, probably. Obviously,
Yeah.
maybe we'll get an actual reveal. So
Oh, that would be
That's
nice.
that would be cool.
I mean, 31 issues. Issue 1 is where we first saw him, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's part of the Cersei's Justice League Dark team. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't think any of us reads Justice League Dark, so
No, I think Michael even dropped it.
yeah, even Michael dropped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man. I think I enjoyed the last issue more than you guys, but I love where they're taking the Harry stuff. So
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's just I like the Harry stuff better than the Absolute Carnage stuff in it.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all our key issues.
And then Tevye said Superman issue 16 was his most anticipated,
Okay.
only for Super Sons.
Ah, gotcha.
Well, you're not gonna like that he's older, so
So you're not-
He's like super old teen.
seeing Teen John.
All right. So that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up.
So we want to thank everybody who came out for the second episode of Comic Book Weekly. We hope you all enjoyed. We'll be back next week at 10 p.m. Eastern for the next episode of Comic Book Weekly. As always, don't forget to check out top 5 panels on comicfrontline.com, the new and improved comicfrontline.com to add to that. And does anybody, before we go, have anything they want to talk about or promote?
Yes.
Brent.
We have a giveaway going on for one more week. It is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer apropos with Hellmouth coming out and Friends giveaway. We are actually giving away an issue of Buffy Angel Hellmouth #1, the variant cover that looks like the TV show likenesses, and also volumes 1 through 3 of Jughead the Hunger, and an Oogie Boogie Dorbs figure, Funko figure from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So I dropped the link in the chat a couple times. I'll drop it one more time. You got 1 week to go before that is over, so go check that out.
And don't forget to check out, we've been talking wrestling all night. Don't forget to check out AEW Aftershock this Friday. Brent and I will be talking about Dynamite.
This is one big promo for that. You didn't know that?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Promo. We're going to be talking AEW Dynamite episode 2, and if Brant and I get a chance, AEW Dark episode 1 went up on their YouTube channel. I already watched the first match. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Nice.
So take care, everybody. Have a great week. It's officially 12 a.m., so happy New Comic Day. And we'll see you all next week.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.